Okay, we are live. It looks like I'm just gonna double check on YouTube here. I think it went live. Okay, so
Looks live.
yeah, okay, good. Yeah, works for me. Well, welcome back everybody to another episode of Chas and Friends, and I am joined today by Danielle from the channel Bookara, and I'm so excited to have her on. And well, I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself and her channel, and then we'll just gonna have a nice chat.
Okay, so I'm Danielle. My channel name is Bookara. Bookara means book joy. I started my channel 2 Novembers ago, and at one point I was doing a TBR game on my channel. I kind of went through a little phase of burnout quite recently, but I'm back now doing 2 videos a week and really just doing them because I love it and I love to tap into that creative side of myself. So, yeah, I just love to read. I love books. I especially love buddy reads and read alongs and just anything where I'm reading with friends and discussing books with friends. And so yeah, that's pretty much me and my channel.
Awesome, and an awesome channel it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I've got links in the description below. You can check out her channel and follow her. We've got Jonathan signing on to say hello here. Welcome, welcome, my
Hello.
friend. And yeah, so make sure to check Danielle out. So you've been on BookTube about a year and a half now. Then you
Yes.
said 2 Novembers ago.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
time flies.
Which is nothing compared to a video I came across this week. This woman has been on BookTube for 10 years.
Wow,
This is
really?
Fitz, by the way. He's my
Hello,
my main
Fitz.
squeeze.
Yeah, right. Oh, Fitz is
Yeah,
awesome.
10 years. That's
10 years.
crazy.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
she
can
was doing,
see going that long as it still remains fun, right? But
yeah, for sure. Well, I think she had a couple different channels over the years and
okay.
was kind of in and out, because of life and everything, but
Hmm.
um yeah, no, her video was really cool. I don't have her, I can't tell you her name off the top of my head, but she had a book for like every year that she had been on BookTube and the main books that had influenced her. So I thought that was really cool. I hope to be able to do that one
Wow.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was
That's
really, really
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, so what was it that kind of contributed to that recent burnout?
To the
What?
burnout.
Yeah. What prompted that for you? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if it was my TBR game and just putting too many books on myself a month and not even necessarily books that I was wanting to read because of the way the game worked out. It
Hmm.
it just made mood reading almost an impossibility, and I like to mood read now that I'm
Yeah.
now that I'm back in it. I'm like, "Oh gosh, I missed this. I missed being able to read what I wanted to read." So, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was part of it.
I can definitely see that being a major factor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big mood reader too. If I was that if I had to have things that strict, I would burn out pretty quick too.
Yeah, and I think I was doing it more because my viewers liked to watch the TBR game and
Uh-huh.
not because I was enjoying the TBR game. There was a lot of work that went into it, just the setup and everything.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so I'm not saying I won't ever do something like that again, but for now, this season that I'm in, I just know that that wasn't bringing me joy, and
Mhm.
so that just really it defeated the purpose.
Yeah.
So
And the
yeah,
name of your channel is Book Joy,
it's
right?
book
Kind
joy.
of
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Book
got to
Bookara
have
is book joy. So yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
what am I doing?
exactly. Yeah,
It almost felt like my channel wasn't my own anymore, and I didn't like that. I was like, this is me expressing myself, you know. So
yeah.
yeah, had to kind of take a step back and reflect and think about what I was doing and why I was doing it.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really glad you did because I can see all that work that went into it just kind of being a killjoy after a while. So,
Well, and
you
as
know.
you know, I have so many obligations in my life, so many things that I have to do that I don't
Mhm.
necessarily want to do. And my booktube was supposed to be it was supposed to be something fun and supposed to be something for me, something that
Mhm.
I wanted to do. And I felt it turning into another obligation, and I was like, no, 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 no. This is
Mhm.
not happening. This is not happening. So yeah, I feel like I got a better hold on it now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it's yeah, something fun. It's a fun hobby. And yeah, I can totally relate to that. I know of some booktubers that do it full time, and it really changes things for them when it becomes their sole source of income. They try to
Yeah.
there's a way in which it no longer remains fun. So there's Theo from Rekindled Reader. Hey Theo.
Hello.
As a new booktuber, this is an interesting chat. I always said I'd keep doing as long as it's fun. Yes,
Yes. Yes. Keep
absolutely.
it fun
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's things that once you get to a certain point, if it does become a full-time income or if it becomes more of a job, um, some things tend to go by the wayside, like book reviews.
Yeah.
They don't typically do well on BookTube, but in terms of the algorithm anyway. But I don't care. I love doing book reviews.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Do what you love.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I never set out for this to be another source of income for me. Like, sure, that would be nice if it ever worked out that way, but
absolutely.
I just had it in my head that, like, I saw people making videos about books, and I
Hmm.
was like, I would love to do that because I do have such a creative side. I love to be making things. Like,
Hmm.
I have a history of like loving art and loving crochet and loving just anything that you can see like a finished product. And I feel like with BookTube, we totally have that. We totally have that finished product. So,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's really cool. It is really good for creative types, isn't it?
I think
Yeah, you,
so.
you get to have a lot of fun and explore your creative side with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnson says it's kind of like a video form of journaling. It's very
Yes.
personal. Yeah, yeah, it really is.
I agree with that.
Document myself first and keep memory of series I'm reading. Yep,
Mhm.
that's one
Yeah,
thing I
I
do
love
it.
that.
Hey,
Hi, Kim.
expedition. Hey Kim, how's it going? It's good to see you. Yeah,
Glad you're
glad-
here.
yeah. She joined us for a spell.
Yeah, Kim and I are going to read, hopefully, The Winter of the Witch in June. So we can
Nice.
all
Yeah,
talk about it finally.
yeah, yeah. We'll get our little group back together and do kind of a recap of the series. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, because there's, speaking of book reviews, I tried to do a review for the series, but there's so many things that you want to talk about that you can't because they're spoilers, and
Yeah,
so
I
it'll
think that
be
would be
nice
really
to
hard.
it'll be nice to have a spoiler chat for that
Yeah, I
series.
agree. I agree. That series is something else.
Yeah, it really is. Are there any series that you feel like are similar to that or a similar style to that you think people might like if they're into the Winter Night trilogy?
Ugh, I don't know. Winter Night kind of stands apart in my mind,
It
but I
does.
will
Yeah.
say that I've read the first book in the David Bad trilogy,
Oh
and I
yeah.
think that City of Brass, I think that is really, really beautiful. writing, really atmospheric, really, really, really beautiful. I mean, it's like, like The Bear and the Nightingale or like The Girl in the Tower. It is a book that when I hold it and when I'm reading it, I relate to it in a way that I think this kind of book is why I read. This kind of book is why I love to read. So I would definitely throw that trilogy in there.
That's cool. I've been wanting to pick up Chakraborty's series and
Yeah,
check that out. Yep, Bear and the Nightingale. That's right,
that's what
Theo.
we're talking about. Yep.
And then okay, yeah, he just put yeah.
Yay!
I saw him mention the David Bod books or in a video this week, so that's cool.
I am so
Uh,
bad about continuing series, even when I love them.
yeah,
It's like I put them off, and I don't know what psychologically that is, but Amy, my friend Amy at A-Star Reads, she teases me about it all the time because it's almost like I don't want a good thing to end, you know?
yeah,
So I just procrastinate, but I just act like, life is just eternal and I just have all the time in the world. I really need to read the books that I love, But
exactly. Yeah, sounds like we're not alone in that. Yeah, I've been dragging my heels on Jade Legacy for uh, several months because I think it came out in November, and I had read Jade War by that time, and I want to finish the series. I just haven't done it yet.
mhm.
So, and I've heard Jade
Yeah.
Legacy is fantastic. So, um, but yeah, very excited to hear your thoughts on Winter of the Witch and the finality of the series. Kim's excited to get through it too.
Yes. Yay.
Ooh, the library, nice. I
Library's
need
coming
to
through.
do more with the library. I'm so I buy all these books when I probably should get more from the library.
Our library has a very limited selection where I live. I always get
Mm.
jealous of people that or I'm envious of people that have a huge selection at their library, but
Yeah, I can understand that. In Phoenix, we have a pretty large library system.
mhm.
But the thing that I really like is Libby and Hoopla
Yeah, I've
because
been
I
using
can.
Scribd lately, but I
Oh
know
yeah,
that's not
Scribd is
I know
good
that's not a
too.
library app, but
Yeah,
it's working for me.
I've heard Scribd is good. I have Kindle Unlimited currently, so I've borrowed
Okay.
a few books through Kindle Unlimited, and that's been a good experience. Speaking of series that I'm having a hard time getting through, I kind of have a love hate relationship with Malazan.
Oh,
I'm enjoying it, and yet I'm not like there's aspects of it that I don't enjoy, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll keep going with this one. But I borrowed the first three books through the Kindle Unlimited plan,
okay.
and but the rest of the series is non Kindle Unlimited, so I'll have to decide. Okay, do I want to get it
How am I
through the
gonna do this?
library?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the Malazan books, and I was just thinking while we were talking that that has been one good thing about, my the read-along group, the Bookstara read-alongs,
Hmm.
because it kind of forces me to finish series.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you're paying the money for it, and you might as well get all that you can out of it.
Well, we're on a schedule and, like, we all plan
Yeah,
to talk about it, on this day, and so and
yeah,
being one of the hosts, yeah, like, I have to ideally, I should participate.
right, exactly. Yeah, and I'm sorry for some reason I thought you were talking about with Scrib because you pay money
No,
for that. But
it's
yeah, being a
it's my
host of
fault, I'm
the
I'm jumping all over the place over here, but
no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, it sounds like Scribd is popular with a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of okay, cool. Yeah, Scribd is fun, but yeah, being the host of something like that, yeah, it kind of gives you that extra push to try and be on top of it.
mhm,
And I
yeah,
imagine it can get stressful too.
mm, I don't know, we keep it pretty low key.
Oh, that's good.
I
Everybody's pretty
actually,
flexible.
we had, the instance this year that because we voted on what series we were gonna read this year, so we're supposed to be
Hmm.
reading, The Mortal Instruments and
Oh yeah.
also, uh, oh yeah, All Souls, the Deborah Harkness series, Discovery of
Mm-hmm.
Witches, and all that. And we voted in our Discord, and so this was what everybody voted, and I get 2 books through the Mortal Instruments, and I'm like, "I hate these books so much, and I'm so sorry to anybody who loves them." But Amy was like, I really don't think you should keep reading those if you're if you're not liking them so much." So, it kind of worked out that we had a 3rd host this year so that her
That
and
is nice.
Paige could carry the torch with that series, and oh my gosh. Yeah, what do you do when you're hosting a read along and you hate the series?
Yeah. So I take it it's not something, not a series you would recommend.
No, I mean, I have wondered if I read it when I was a teenager, if I would have really enjoyed it, but as it stands now, it's not for me. And, there are some young adult books that I think are great. Like The Lunar Chronicles is one of my favorite series ever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this particular series, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. Let's see, the lunar, that's Cinder and
Cinder, Scarlet Cress,
yeah,
Winter.
that's right. Yeah. I've heard of that one. I've never read it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
Mm-hmm.
sci-fi fairy tale retellings.
Nice.
I think they're good. Yeah,
Well, I might have to check that out.
yeah, you'd be impressed. A cyborg Cinderella.
Cyborg Cinderella. Oh, that,
Yeah.
yeah, that is interesting.
Yes.
Definitely different. I
Definitely.
like I like I like fairy tale retellings that are on the strange side. So
Yeah.
uh, different. So okay, yeah, I might have to check it out and see what I think of it. Um, let's see, communities. Yeah, that's one of the best things about BookTube is the community, all the friends you make. Okay, lots of libraries Kim
Oh
has
yeah,
access to there.
that is nice.
Yeah, definitely check Rekindled Reader out, Jonathan. I think you'll like it. A lot of is there more than 3 books in that series? In the
Which series are we talking about? Oh, she might be talking about Mortal Instruments.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
got it. Yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
There's like six
yeah.
books or something.
That series is
Yeah.
pretty daunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the first episode of Shadowhunters way back in the day,
Mm.
and it was okay. I remember liking it, but I haven't finished the series or read any of the books. So
Yeah, I wonder if I would like the shows.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I've never read the Shadow and Bone at all, but I really enjoyed the show on Netflix.
I watched the show too. Yeah,
Yeah,
and really
uh,
liked it.
and I really enjoyed how they incorporated CHAS and the crew from
Six of
Six of
Crows.
Crows because I
Yeah.
have read that book. I just
I
haven't
haven't
read
read
the.
that one yet,
Yeah,
but
it's a
I knew
lot of
enough to
fun.
know that's who that was, but
Yeah. Uh-huh.
did you start Stranger Things yet?
Not yet. Yeah, I'm very excited too.
We
I
watched 3 episodes so far.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Mhm.
Well, no
I
spoilers.
won't tell you anything. I'm not telling you anything.
I really love that show. The first 3 seasons were
know.
really bomb, and then I've been really excited for this new one. And then we've
Mhm.
got the new Obi-Wan series that just came out on Disney
Yeah.
Plus, and
Yep.
we're still in the middle of season 3 of What We Do in the Shadows.
I haven't watched that one.
It's funny if you like. Do you like mockumentaries?
I don't know. Maybe.
Like The Office? Do you like
Oh,
The
I've tried to
Office?
watch The Office. I didn't really get into that one.
Okay, or
No,
maybe what's that? Oh, Parks and Rec.
I didn't watch that one
Yeah,
either.
okay. Yeah, you have to kind of like that style, but it's basically a vampire mockumentary.
Okay.
Taika Waititi created it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty funny.
What's it called
I
again?
What we do in the shadows.
Okay.
Yeah,
And is
it,
and is it on Netflix or what?
it's on Hulu
Oh, it's
actually.
on Hulu. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Oh,
based on the original movie that Taika Waititi was in, and it's coming out with season 4, I think, sometime in July or August. So
hmm.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really like vampires, so if you
Yeah.
uh, if you like vampires with kind of a crude streak to their humor, it's a fun time. Yeah, yeah, they're a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, Theo loves it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, he also read Six of Crows. Yeah, it was decent. It didn't blow me away, but it was decent. I haven't read Crooked Kingdom yet,
Okay.
so but I plan to read that eventually.
So that one's what, just a duology, I
Just a
guess?
duology.
Okay.
Yep. Hmm.
Hmm.
And then I've wanted to read some of her other stuff too, like Ninth House. I know is more of an adult horror
Oh yeah, like a
fantasy,
dark
and
academia thing.
yeah, uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I've definitely wanted to read some of Lee Bardugo's other stuff. I'm pretty impressed with her writing style. I've just heard that for Shadow and Bone, I've heard it's so young that it doesn't appeal to most adults.
Okay.
But I know I have a lot of friends that do like it. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Do you watch Elliot Brooks?
No.
Okay, yeah. I'm friends with her, and she likes the Shadow and Bone books pretty well. So although she did warn me they're very young.
Is that what her channel is called?
Elliot Brooks. Yep, that's her channel too. Yep. Yeah, she's really cool. She's been doing booktube a while too. I think like I want to say maybe 5 years, 6 years. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. She recently hit 100,000 subscribers not too
Oh my
long ago.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah. She's one of the bigger ones.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, it's so it's possible. It's possible to gain a large following on booktube. But
That's amazing.
yeah. So, are there any other nerdy, geeky things that you enjoy besides reading?
Oh, I don't know. I love board games. I feel like I've
Uh,
mentioned that before, but yeah,
you
I
might have actually.
I do.
Yeah, yeah,
I do love board games.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that worked out well with your TBR game too. You kind of created a whole.
Yeah, Clue is my
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah,
Clue is my
yeah.
absolute favorite. Yeah.
Yep. Clue. Got a Clue fan there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolute favorite.
How long did you watch
Oh
BookTube before
gosh,
you joined?
not long. Not long.
I think I had watched it about 6 months or maybe a year before I started. Yeah. It took me a while because I kept wanting to start BookTube, but then I'm like,
I
oh, I
mean,
don't know.
maybe longer than I think. Maybe longer than I think because I started my Bookstagram in December of 2019,
Hmm.
and I don't think I started my BookTube until November of 2020. So, yeah, maybe longer than I thought, but
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I've lost track of how long it was I watched before joining, but I've been on BookTube almost 3 years doing it. So,
it's awesome.
but yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I still watch a bunch of channels that watched at the very beginning,
Originally,
and
yeah.
yeah, I think everybody starts with Daniel Green, or most people do, and a few others, and I've
I
expanded.
loved like Becca and the Books and Frolic Through Fiction
Okay,
and
yeah, I
those
ran across
ones.
some of those.
Yeah. Gavin, How to Train Your Gavin. Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one. Oh, I'll have to
You
check him
haven't?
out.
Oh my gosh, you haven't.
No.
He's big into like middle grade and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay,
he's the one
cool.
that hosts Believe-a-thon or did. Supposedly Believe-a-thon
Oh,
is
okay.
we've seen the final chapter with that, but yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard you mention Believe-a-thon several
probably.
times. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably
cool.
have. Yep.
So what's your favorite board game?
I
Well,
mean,
other than
other than
Clue.
Clue,
Yeah.
I mean, I like a lot of different ones. I like Scrabble, like
Hmm.
any kind of word game. Yes.
Same here.
Um, oh, I love Skippo, which is a card game. I don't know if you've played
Yeah.
that. I love
I
Skippo.
played it a long time ago, like
Yeah.
once.
No, I like that one. That one's a lot of fun. Um, we have a new game called Uzzle.
Ooh, I haven't heard of
It's
that.
you I don't even know how to explain it. There's like it's I mean it's a puzzle, right? But
Uh-huh.
everybody has these little towers and it's like a four-sided little rectangle
Uh-huh.
and on each side is two different patterns, like colored patterns, and you have 5 of those and then you flip a card and whatever design is on the card, you have to try to make it the fastest.
Okay.
Match what's on the card. So that's a really good like brain teaser one. And there's different
Yeah.
levels of difficulties, so that one's fun for sure. We play a lot of apples to apples in my family too.
Yeah, I played that several times. That's
Yeah.
always been a kid's favorite.
Yeah. I remember like growing up I played like Guess Who. I love Battleship.
Oh yeah, Battleship's
I
awesome.
love Monopoly and The Game of Life and you name it, I'll play it.
Hmm. All the classics. That's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry and Trouble. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
me and my uncle used to just get stupid competitive. Mind you, I'm a little kid and my uncle
Yeah.
is a grown man and we're just getting ridiculously competitive at Trouble.
Oh yeah, that's an easy game to do that with.
Yeah.
After a while,
Knocking each other out and stuff.
your hand hurts from popping the bubble, and
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Trouble's a lot of fun.
What's your
Um,
favorite?
oh wow, I've got so many. I really like the Forbidden games, like Forbidden Island, Forbidden Deserts. I still haven't beat the desert, but Forbidden Island is probably my favorite of the three. It's a
Is it like a
cooperative
mystery
game.
game?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
cooperative game where you're like every player has different roles, archaeological roles, and the object of the game is to collect all the idols off this island before it sinks under you, and you have to get all the players off of the island onto the plane, or else everybody loses and the island wins. It's a
Wow.
lot of fun.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, and they did a sequel, Forbidden Desert and Forbidden Sky. There's a takes place on a space station. It's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Um, and then Splendor is another one of my favorites. I don't have it, but Azul is also a favorite of mine. I don't know if
I
you've
have
seen
heard of
that
that
one.
one. Yeah, I have
It's
heard of that
so
one.
much fun. It's so
It
relaxing too.
is that one kind of a pattern one too? Or
It
like a
is.
puzzle
Yeah,
kind of
you're
one?
kind of
Yeah.
creating a mosaic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
neat.
Azul's a lot of fun, and now they've got several different versions of Azul.
Hmm.
So I've been wanting to get that for my library because I played it at a game night one time, and I'm like, oh, I love this game.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel like I've heard of that on a different channel even.
yeah.
Uh, what is her name? I'm just terrible at names today. Uh, yeah. It'll cut Krista at Books and Jams. I feel like she was talking about
Oh,
Azul.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I haven't heard of her channel either. I'll have to make a list of some of these here.
I love shouting out other booktubers too. That's like
Oh
a
yeah,
huge
me
passion of
too.
mine on my new channel feature. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm featuring videos that came out that week that like 5 or so videos
Mm-hmm.
that I've watched and I think everybody else ought to watch too. So Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that and I really like the way that you put that feature together. I think it's
Yeah, I'm
perfect.
excited about it. I feel like I got pretty good feedback on that too, so yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'll save you the trouble. I'll tell you I'll tell you what videos are awesome.
Yeah, yeah, do that because yeah, I can always use more booktubers to watch and fill up my watch later list with, and
Yeah. And I love finding new booktubers, and
I do
yeah,
too.
I just love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like I'm always running across at least 2 or 3 new ones a week, and I'm like, "Oh, I wanna
Yeah,
check that
at
video out, see what
least.
that's
Yeah.
about." Yeah.
Yeah, and then, um and then sometimes you realize that you haven't seen any content from somebody in a while, and,
Mhm.
like, somebody I was following posted on their community tab or something like, "Hey, I'm just not making videos right now," and so I think it probably evens itself out, for everybody who's not making videos currently. There's somebody else that is, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, and some people get burned out and they have to take a hiatus, and that's okay too, and
mhm.
yeah, I've had a few booktube friends that have had to do that, so Theo asks, "What is one book you'd urge the other to read or recommend to each other?"
Oh,
Oh,
man.
that's a loaded question, isn't it?
What would I recommend to Chaz? Well, I mean, I feel like this is kinda obvious given our earlier conversation, but you need to read City of Brass.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. That is on my TBR. It's on my long TBR, but I have a feeling that some of these are gonna pop up quicker, get moved up the list.
Yeah,
Yeah, City
yeah.
of Brass is high on my list.
Did you read any of the, Arc of a Scythe books?
I haven't yet. I had
I
the
also
first
really love
one.
those. Highly recommend also.
Yep. I've had several people recommend those to me as well. So
Yeah,
I
I
definitely
can
am
recommend
intrigued by
books
the
all day.
presence, by the not presence. Sorry, I'm intrigued by the
The Thunderhead?
premise.
Oh,
Yeah, the
I thought you were talking about the Thunderhead.
yeah,
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 he's a presence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
intrigued by the
it's
premise of
unique,
the
and I love
series.
that.
Yeah.
I love unique
And you
concepts, so
recently read Unwind too, didn't you?
yes!
Yes.
Have you read it?
I haven't. No, I haven't
Oh
read
my
any Neil
gosh.
Shusterman yet.
Oh my god. I think, when people are asking me my favorite authors, he is easily on there.
That's good
Easily.
to know.
I Unwind this rhymes, but blew my mind, and I'm just like, I'm blown away that more people are not talking about that series. Like, how did that just slip under the radar? I enjoyed the first book in Unwind, which is I've only read the first book, but I have the second book. Um, but I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed the first book in Scythe,
Okay,
in Arc of a Scythe.
interesting.
So yeah,
Yeah, and
really good.
Theo mentioned that he loved Unwind too, and he said, "Is Dry the second book in that
Unholy,
series?" Oh, okay.
Unholy is
Okay, so Dry must be a completely separate book
it's
then.
another
Okay.
book by Neil Schusterman. Yeah,
Okay. Got
yeah.
it.
I haven't read
Yeah.
that one yet though.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. He said
Yes,
they're on his
try
shelf
them.
and needs to try them.
But
Okay.
that's another series I'm procrastinating about finishing because I've read Scythe and I've read Thunderhead and I have the Toll. But then I think everybody had really mixed feelings about that final book and so I'm like, "Whoa." I love that series so much I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I'll definitely get around to it eventually. I have the first book. Some a friend of mine was moving out of state, and they were getting rid of a bunch of their books, so I got it for free. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, good,
What are
good.
you recommending to me?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
So, wow, there's so many. I feel like the book that I recommend to everybody is Ocean at the End of the Lane,
Yeah, and you
by Neil
have
Gaiman.
recommended The
Yeah,
Night Circus to me
Night
and
Circus. Yes.
probably The Starless Sea or
Hmm.
did you read Strange to the Dreamer?
I haven't yet. I have it on my shelf.
I would like to read that one too.
It's one I want to get to. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, so that's definitely one. But as far as other recommends besides my go-tos that I typically do, um, wow. Well, I would definitely recommend the Dark Tower series, but that's a huge investment.
And that's what,
Um,
Stephen King?
hmm
Okay.
yeah. But if you want a standalone Stephen King that I would recommend, I would highly recommend Salem's Lot.
Okay.
It's actually my favorite Stephen King book that I've read.
Okay.
Yeah, it's if you like vampires, once again.
I do like vampires.
So yeah, you would probably feel right at home with Salem's Lot. It's a fun
Okay.
read. Yeah,
Cool.
he has an interesting take on vampires.
Huh.
Yeah, so
That's good. I
yeah,
like unique ideas. I like, yeah,
yeah,
things that haven't already been done.
exactly. Well, Stephen King seems to be full of those.
Yeah.
He's
I
pretty
think that's great.
unique. Um, yeah, we got Drew here. Hello,
Hi, Drew.
Drew. Yeah, welcome, welcome, my friend. And let's see. Oh, that is for
It's for
okay
Kim.
for Risk. Yep. Yeah, I played Risk. Although the only person I've ever played Risk for was a really competitive friend of mine that made it no fun.
Mm.
But I
I
do want to
have
try
played
Risk
Risk and
again.
gotten very competitive. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty competitive. Yeah.
yeah, and that's cool.
But
Competition is good. This guy was a little bit to the
over
extreme.
the top, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit over the top. I'm like, yeah, yeah. He cleaned house within the first 30 minutes. And it's like, okay. Um,
I feel like
so
that's one that, the more you play it, probably the better you get. And
probably,
I just haven't had a whole lot of experience playing it, which is a little bit frustrating, especially if you're playing against somebody who has
yeah.
had a lot of experience playing it.
I would like to try Game of Thrones Risk. That looks like
Oh,
it would be
yeah.
fun.
That would be fun.
But
Are there dragons?
oh yes, I think there probably are. I would hope so. They better have, right?
Right. Hi.
Joanna's here. Hello, Joanna. Glad you're here. Dry as a stand. Okay, all right. Good to know. Good to know. Joanna says Ocean at the End of the Lane audiobook. Yeah, oh yeah. Wow, I
Oh,
tell you what, that audiobook, if you've never read
I
it
could
on
do that.
audio,
I could do that.
oh, there's nothing like I mean, Neil Gaiman, I would give him anything to read. He can read my grocery list. He can yeah. Yeah, that he does a fantastic read of his book. So
That's
he
awesome.
he in fact he narrates almost all of his audiobooks.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Very
the
cool.
narrator. Yeah. So yeah, very good. So
Team
Danielle is
Edward.
Team Edward.
I did not read Twilight. I did not
I
read
didn't
Twilight.
either.
No, I have watched the movies,
I
but I
watched
don't
the first two movies a long time ago with my ex, and I'm just like, I'm over it. Shiny vampires are not my
I don't
thing.
even know if I was Team Edward then though. Like I don't know if I was Team anybody. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I like my vampires dark. Well, he was brooding, I guess, but I like my vampires dark, brooding, sadistically evil. Uh, get burned by the sun. Yeah, I like all the classic vampire tropes.
Okay.
And
Which did you when you were talking about the classics you have read, did you read Dracula?
I have not yet. Yeah,
Okay.
it was on my list of classics I have not read, but
Yeah.
I'm planning on it this year. I'm going to do my goal is to do Frankenstein and Dracula in October.
Okay.
So
I haven't
yeah,
done Frankenstein yet.
yeah. Neither have I.
No,
So
I'm really liking the vampires in the All Souls trilogy.
oh, okay,
They're pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it was about
Yeah.
vampires, but I'm guessing.
Vampires. Yeah,
Yeah,
vampires, witches, demons.
yeah.
They're all in there. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
might have. I've had Deborah Hartness recommended to me several times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
but
those we talked about it before we went live, but those books are dense, but
hmm
I think they're good. I think if you're
yeah,
just reading to enjoy something. Yeah,
Hello,
it's nice.
Kay. Yeah, Kay
Hi.
seems to think they're amazing books. So, and I've heard they are. Okay, she can't stay long. Glad to have you, Kay.
That's okay.
It's always nice to see people just connecting to and
I
chatting with each
know.
other in the
Like, hey, I
comments
know you.
too.
Yeah.
Hey there, glad to have you. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about doing. So I'm doing a reread devotion at the end of the lane this year. I did one last year as well. I'm trying to do it every year
Are
now.
you?
So
Okay.
I might do a read along
That would
on my
be
Discord for
great. That
that,
would be so good. Yeah.
and and I had I think I was talking with Theo about how I should probably do one for Dracula and Frankenstein as
Yeah.
well.
Yes. Heck yeah.
Start cranking some stuff up on my Discord, get it more active. I'm so bad about
Discord's
keeping
where
up
it's
with
at.
Discord,
Yeah.
but yeah. So
Yeah, I just very recently moved my favorite groups are like the groups that I want to be most active in. I kind of like
hmm
reshuffled them all over there on the menu or whatever, and yeah, and then I just went through and I just had to do like a mark all is red thing and like just
hmm
start fresh. And so yeah, and then I'm only getting notifications for like probably 5 or 6 groups that come through on my phone. But yeah,
yeah.
because it can get a little overwhelming. So I had to decide what I wanted to commit to and what I wanted to be active in, and so
hmm
but yeah, I really enjoy Discord for sure.
Yeah, I do too. It was a little bit intimidating for me at first when I first joined it, but then I kind of got into the flow of it, and it's become a mainstay for me. I
Yeah.
did turn off my notifications though, except for the little pop up number, and then when I
Okay.
see that number, I'm like, oh, I've got a notification, and I go check it. Otherwise, I've got my screen is going to be filled with a mile long of notifications.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how you
But
can kinda customize all that and
yeah.
mute what channels you don't want, and everything, so
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I think I will start doing some read-alongs on on the Discord
that would be
channel.
great.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love read-alongs.
Speaking of teams, and
Ah.
as far as vampires go, I am Team Selena, or Celine. I'm sorry, from Underworld. I don't know if you watched the Underworld movies, but
No.
oh, the Underworld
I may have
movies are some of my
seen bits and
favorite
pieces
movies.
of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Are those older though? Like
They're
when did those come out?
let's see, under the fifth Underworld movie came out in 2017, I want to say.
Okay, so that
So
wasn't that long ago.
they are somewhat older. Like the original movies, I think came out in the early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Okay.
if you want a good chuckle, watch the Nosferatu the Vampire. Oh,
Fun
interesting. Okay.
adaptation of Dracula.
Hmm. I haven't, yeah, I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to check that out.
Hmm.
Bye, Kim. Thanks for
Oh,
joining
bye.
us. Um, I still haven't watched the Netflix adaptation of Dracula. It's that three. They kind of did it in the same
No.
format as Sherlock. Oh no,
I
yeah,
tried to watch it. No.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
I have a friend that's
Hard no.
constantly trying to get me to watch it, and I'm like, okay, but yeah, okay. Well, thank you for that,
I I
Danielle. I appreciate
it
that.
was not for me.
hmm
It was
I
not for
saw
me.
some trailers for it and everything, and I'm like, I don't know about this because like one of my favorite, even though they made some changes to it, one of my favorite uh adaptations of Dracula is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Like
Mhm.
Gary Oldman was absolutely brilliant in the movie. Um so yeah, I don't know. I get
Yeah.
kind of picky with my vampires, so
Yeah, I don't even know that I've seen that original one, but yeah.
yeah.
I know I tried the Netflix one
Yeah.
and I was like, "Nope."
I've been curious to read Joe Hill's Nosferatu. Um yeah, it's he's written Stephen King's son. He's
Okay.
written several different books that are on my list to read. I think Horns was one of his.
Hmm.
and that got made into a movie. But Nosferatu is supposed to be a really good one as well. You probably seen it in the store. It's just a picture of a license plate, and it says
Hmm.
NOS, the number
Oh,
4, and then yeah.
I feel like I feel like Amy's mom, Amy at A Star Reads, I feel like
Hmm.
Sharon read that book
Okay.
and even reviewed it on Amy's channel, but I can't remember how she liked it. Yeah, but
Hmm.
that's where I know that book from.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yes. Yeah, very distinct cover.
It is a very distinct cover. Yeah. He's a very distinct guy. From what I understand, he's pretty fun to read.
Hmm,
Oh, good question here. Have you watched Castlevania? Yes.
I have not.
So, ultimate nerd moment here. I grew up playing the
Con
Castlevania
Confessions of a Nerd.
games. Oh yeah, Confessions of a Nerd, and I played most of the iterations of it. There's even a new one that came out a few years ago called Bloodstained. I forget what it's called, but the subtitle, but Bloodstained, and it's created by the same guy who created Castlevania, but he couldn't call it Castlevania because he left.
I feel
He
like I've
left.
seen parts of Castlevania, but maybe
Oh,
not the
it's
whole.
so good.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
so many things to read and watch after this
Right.
conversation.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever played the Castlevania games, but if you did, like
Mm-mm.
the Castlevania show on Netflix is an instant sell.
Wow.
It's so good. But yeah. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Netflix has a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Did you watch Arcane?
No.
That's
What's
been
that one
really
about?
popular on BookTube. It's based on League of Legends,
Okay.
but yeah, it kind of follows some of the League of Legends characters, and then they've created this whole story around it. It's just breathtaking in all respects. I highly recommend it.
I've been
Yeah.
watching Raising Dion.
Oh, I've heard that's good.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
little boy winds up with superpowers, and his mom's
Yeah.
like, what do I do with this kid?"
Yeah, that was one I wanted
So,
to see, and I have
it's been
not
pretty good.
checked it out yet.
I actually think because there's only 2 seasons that are out now, and
Okay.
I think I might be on the last episode of season 2,
Okay.
so I think I'm just about caught up with that one.
Did you ever see the series Orphan Black?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. That's a really good show. And it's a complete series now, 5 seasons. It's on
Is that one on
Amazon
Netflix too?
Prime.
Oh, on
It's on
Prime?
Amazon
Okay.
Prime. Yeah. It's really good. So if you keep up with some of the Disney announcements,
Uh-huh.
um, Tatiana Maslany, the lady that's playing She-Hulk,
Okay.
she is the star of Orphan Black. And she so the opening scene has her walking on a platform, on a train platform, and she sees this other woman on the platform that's hurt, or has a is having some troubles with her bag or something, and she walks up to her to ask if she can help, and the lady turns around and she looks exactly like her. And it like and it goes into this whole like cloning the
Wow.
scheme and everything like that. It's brilliant. And
Wow.
so Tatiana plays 5 different women, and she
Okay.
is just brilliant at it. One of
It's
them's
amazing.
Russian, a couple of them are British. Uh,
That
she's
sounds
just,
really familiar to another show I have
yeah.
watched.
If you
Huh.
like suspense thrillers,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
oh wow, such a good show.
Okay.
It gets a little there's a couple parts that get kind of hokey, but overall it's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Uh,
So I
sounds
I
good.
could go on and on.
It's okay. We have
too
time.
too many shows. Yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
have
Too
time.
too many shows. I also like shows that talk about what happens when superheroes go bad.
Oh.
So like I don't know if you watched The Boys.
Mm-mm.
or Invincible. Invincible is kind of an adult cartoon on Amazon Prime, focusing on like a bunch.
Invincible makes me think of that Mark Wahlberg football movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
haven't watched the other one.
yeah. This is kind of along the same lines as The Boys, which you haven't seen, but it's animated, and yeah, evil
Evil
Superman trope
Superman.
is no joke. Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, so well, there was a movie a few years back called Brightburn that I wanted to see too, about a kid that gained superpowers, but like totally just went bad.
Oh gosh.
And it's kind of almost a horror movie from what I hear. I haven't watched it, but
Do you think you would be a good guy or a bad guy if you got superpowers?
oh, I think I'd be a good guy. I there's part of me that wants to say, oh yeah, I'd have that really bad streak, but I really like supervillains. I enjoy like Lex Luthor and the Joker, and
Oh yeah.
you know I mean Darth Vader is one of my all time favorite characters. I like villains, but I don't think I could be one.
Did you see the trailer for the new Thor movie?
I did. Yeah, that's very
Christian
exciting.
Bale's in it.
I
I'm
know.
so
Yeah.
excited.
Oh yeah. I take it you're a
I
big
I
Christian
li
Bale
I
fan.
liked him in the Batman, yeah.
He was good.
In the
He's
Dark Knight.
he's still my favorite Batman to
Yes, me
date.
too. Yes.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I enjoyed the new Batman movie,
Uh-huh.
but I still like Christian Bale better. Yeah. It's
Yep.
yeah, it's just hard to beat his movies, and Heath Ledger's Joker is hard to beat as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I liked Joaquin Phoenix's Joker too. I thought he was really good in that movie. I don't
I
know if you
don't
saw that one yet.
Is that the newer one?
Yeah, that's
Or
the newer one.
oh, maybe
Yeah, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, just a Joker solo movie, more or less.
okay.
Yeah, it's good, but yeah, I really like Christian Bale. I've liked everything I've seen him in. Really,
Yeah.
he was in a movie several years back with a dragon. He worked. His family worked in a mine, and they unearthed a horde of dragons,
What?
or they unearthed a dragon, I should say. I forget the name of it. I think Kiefer Sutherland's in it too, but yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll look it up and I'll find it and send it to you because it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Um, and Equilibrium with
I don't know that one.
yeah, Christian Bale's in that one too. It's kind of a dystopian future where people Christian Bale is an inquisitor
Oh,
type
okay.
character that
Yeah.
goes around and punishes people who go outside the childbirth laws.
Oh,
So they've got a system where
nice.
they're only allowed to have one child or one or two children, and if they have more than that, they can have their children taken from them. And he's one of the inquisitors, and it's kind of a crucible for him in a sense. It's a good movie.
Hmm.
I've watched it several times. So the subtext of Brightburn is pretty powerful, pun intended. Yeah, I've heard Brightburn is really good. The Reckoners by Sanderson. Oh yeah, I've heard The Reckoners kind of takes that evil superhero route. Or at the very least superheroes that become so full of themselves that they're no longer good to society.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Have you read those at all?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
I forget. Steelheart is the first book. I can't remember the name of the other two, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's kind of one of Brandon Sanderson's non-Cosmere series.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've heard they're good. I think they're considered more YA.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
I
good
got
things about him.
I got kind of stuck on Mistborn. I haven't I still haven't read all of Mistborn. I'm gonna have to start over, I think, at this point.
It took me a long time to read that series. Like I had read the first Mistborn book, and then that was before I started BookTube.
Mhm.
And then so I think it was probably after I started BookTube, it had been like 6 years since I'd read Mistborn. And
Wow.
then I read the other two books. It's good. I still like the first book the best. That's
Elantris?
the yeah, no, the Mistborn, the Final Empire. I still like.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, I
I
still
got
like the first Mistborn book the best. It's an unpopular opinion, but um, I like the ending of the series, but I was kind of disappointed at the same time.
you. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good ending, but not the way I wanted it to end.
I get that.
Yeah. Did you like Elantris? Have you read it?
No, but I
Yeah.
have it. I have that one too.
A lot of people don't like it, but I actually really liked Elantris.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard some people really like it.
hmm yeah. So, yeah, Elantris is good. Warbreaker is good. I like most of Brandon Sanderson's stuff. Um, the Stormlight Archive, of course, is one of the best. But have you read any
Is that
Sanderson at all?
Oh, I'm thinking of, like, isn't it Skyfall or something?
Oh yeah,
What's the
Skyward and Skies.
Skyward, maybe?
Yeah,
Anyway, I don't know, but yeah, I
there
was
is a
thinking
book out there called Skyfall too,
of
I
the
think, but
YA stuff.
yeah, but not Sanderson. But yeah, Skyward is his sci-fi, his YA sci-fi series. So that is a really popular one. I haven't read those, but
Yeah,
he's so
I think I'm just
prolific that
intimidated by all of it, I think.
yeah. Oh, with
Yeah,
good reason. He's got
yeah.
so many books.
I think I'm intimidated, and I think the fact that I've already started the Farseer stuff and, like,
Mm,
I'm loving that so much, to me, that's more of a priority before I get into, like, a whole 'nother world, you know?
yeah, I'm starting Farseer next month.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
everybody keeps telling me I need to read it, so I'm just finally gonna do it.
Gonna be
All
awesome.
right, Iowa J. He likes Elantris. Awesome, very good. Yeah, it is a good intro to his magic system, and it's not overly complex either, so it's a good introduction. Does Danielle write, blog, or novels?
No, no. I was named after a writer.
Oh, really?
My mom named me after
Danielle
Danielle
Steele?
Steele. Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. But no, I used to blog. I had, I don't know what you would call it, kind of like a devotional kind of type blog,
Okay.
but I quit doing that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I I'm not completely dismissing the idea of writing one of these days, but, like,
Mm-hmm.
right now I don't. No. Nope.
Yeah,
I've got my Bookstagram and I've got my BookTube, and that's about it.
yeah. Well, and that's enough too, right?
Yeah, it's plenty.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
finding the
plenty.
time to write is definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a little over 2 years probably since I've actually sat down and written anything
Really?
of substance. So yeah, it's been a
Wow.
while. Yeah, I'm probably going to be one of those George R. R. Martin types. I'll be 5 years between. No, well, I'm sorry, he's 10 years between books at this point. But
So do you have like a discipline where you sit down and write for a certain amount of time per day or anything?
I should, I should. Um, I'm also a mood writer, which doesn't
Okay.
help.
Mood writer.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Um, yeah. So but I should, I know Stephen King, I think he gets up at like 5:30 or 6 a.m. every day and doesn't allow himself to have coffee or breakfast or anything until he's written at least 2,500 words. I'm like,
That is hardcore.
I could not. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
That
gosh.
that's not me.
I wouldn't write anything good without my coffee.
Right? Yeah. I don't do coffee anymore, but I like tea and
Mm.
stuff. Or I need to at least eat breakfast. But yeah, that's some determination right there. Um, but yeah, I probably should have some kind of system, or else I'll never write. Okay, we got some
Yes.
Hob fans.
Yes.
Okay, Drew's got
Yes.
Hob on his TBR.
Yes.
Mood writer. Yeah, thank
All the
you. Not
yes.
alone. I'm dead.
Okay. He's is he laughing at us?
Oh, yeah, he might be. Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, he's dead because he's laughing at us. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely it's hard to put in the effort and time to write. I've got a bunch of ideas. I'm just not good about making time to sit down and write. Yeah, but I can't
I
write
don't
in the
know.
morning at all. Yeah,
I enjoy reading so much. Like that might
I
take away
do.
from my my reading time.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it's become for me. I enjoy writing, but I almost prefer to spend my time reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many good books, and I just I get distracted easy. I'm like, "Oh, I'll sit down and write, but that book looks so good."
I gotta plug my computer in. Hang on.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go for it. Let's see.
I just realized I didn't have it plugged in.
Oh, okay. I know
There it
we
goes.
had I was I felt bad. I missed a couple of comments way back a little bit ago because a lot of people were still talking about like board games.
Oh.
Jonathan had said he used to be obsessed with Monopoly
Oh, heck yeah.
and never played Risk before, but he was intrigued with the Game of Thrones edition. Yep. Risk is pretty awesome, and so is Catan. Oh yeah, I never played Catan.
Oh, I've heard good
Yeah,
things about that game.
I have too, but yeah, I've never played it. There's so many. I've heard a lot of people say that there's so many better games out there than Catan. So I don't know, but
I
I
just
do want to play Catan sometime.
I got distracted because I read one of the comments. Nothing comes
Oh,
before coffee.
oh yeah, I noticed that too. Yep.
Nothing comes before coffee.
Yeah.
I agree.
The best part of waking up. Oh, nice one. I see what you did there, Jonathan.
Hmm.
The best part of waking
Oh
up.
yeah.
Although I wouldn't
I'm the
drink
person that
Folgers,
like
but
makes my coffee the night before and like sets the
oh
little
wow.
alarm and so it's ready when I get up. And no, nothing
Okay.
comes before coffee.
Coffee devotee. There you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
Where do you like to get your coffee from?
Hmm. There is there's a Cameron's coffee that I like. You can just buy it at like Walmart. And then
Okay.
there's another one I've found recently. It's called Clipper coffee, I
Hmm.
think. And
Okay.
it's like in like the tin can, with
Mm-hmm.
the and yeah, I just got that at like Deerberg's or something. But
Okay.
yeah, it's supposed to be like the champagne of coffee.
Really?
I think it's made here in St. Louis or something like that. So yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
My daughter likes Death Wish coffee.
Oh gosh. My
I'm
son
like,
has tried like Black Rifle. That
oh,
stuff
I've heard of that one
literally
too.
gave me heart palpitations.
Oh,
Like
I bet.
messed me up.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there have been times like I had taken a break from coffee and then I went back after about a year and tried it a little bit again, and it just got on me so much. I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna go back off and not drink coffee again. I drink tea. I like green tea and stuff like that, and it's a lot easier on my on my nerves,
On your system. Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
system. Yeah. Recently, I've been reading more than writing because I feel like knowing what other authors do. Yeah,
For
that
sure.
that that's definitely a benefit of being well read, especially in your genre.
Yeah.
It's to help with your writing. Yeah, yeah. I do have a second book completed. I just haven't gotten on top of getting it published, but one of these days. And but yeah, lots of other ideas, and yeah, being well read definitely helps with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any genres that you tend to avoid?
Reading.
Hmm.
Um, I avoid romance quite a bit.
Okay.
Um, I I avoid, I guess, horror to a degree. Um, just kind of depends what it is.
Okay.
But other than that, like I I read a lot of it. Like,
Hmm.
the classics and the middle grade, the mystery thriller, the sci-fi, the fantasy, the historical fiction. I
Hmm.
read historical fiction. I can't say that's my favorite or anywhere close to my favorite, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I read
cool.
quite a
Yeah.
bit of different stuff. I like to switch it up. I get I get a little bored if I just just stick with one genre.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Yeah, I like to read mysteries and
Mhm.
sci-fi to kind of
Mhm.
change things up from my
Oh
normal.
yeah, I gotta start on. I want to start on some Agatha Christie for
Mm,
sure.
yep.
Yeah,
My
Tuppence
top
and
recommend.
Tuppence and what's the guy's
Oh
name?
yeah, Tommy and Tuppence.
Tommy and
Yes.
Tuppence. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, do it. They are
I'm
so
gonna do it.
good.
I think I,
Yeah.
I think I'll like it.
Yeah. Yeah, The Secret Adversary is book 1 and it is just fantastic. Their chemistry is very very evident in the story. They just play so well off of each other. It's great. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I tend to avoid romance as well, and historical fiction is hit or miss for me. I think that's one reason I've hesitated to get into Guy Gavriel Kay, even though I wanted to read some of his stuff like Tigana and The Lions of Al-Rasan,
Mhm.
but I tend to not do well with historical fiction. Um, I read I recently read The Winter King back in December.
Okay.
That's the first book in Bernard Cornwell's Arthur series,
Oh.
and it didn't go well for me. But then I did the second book on audio, and it was absolutely amazing. So I think maybe
That
I
was the
found,
difference, huh?
yeah, I guess the audiobook was the difference for me. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's pretty good. But I tend not to read a lot of historical fiction. I think Game of Thrones was one of the major exceptions because it's so
Is that con
heavily
is that
it's so
considered
heavily
historical fiction?
it's considered historical fantasy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It feels like a historical novel but with dragons and very low magic. But
Hmm.
but the magic's definitely there. So yeah, but yeah, he based it off of the War of the Roses.
Okay.
So yeah, he was or heavily influenced by the War of the Roses anyway. So yeah, it's very dark. It's very I mean, you talk about grim dark. That it's very grim dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
I've been watching some videos, like, to learn what grimdark is, 'cause I think Steve and, like, Yolene
mm-hmm.
did videos recently about, like, what what they consider grimdark. I had no
Yes.
idea. I had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like grimdark. What I've read anyway. Joe Abercrombie is Joe Abercrombie is considered grimdark, but he's kind of a fun grimdark.
Okay.
He's kind of in a class all his own. I don't know if he fits with your standard definition of grimdark. But if you read any of his books, The
I
Blade
have not.
itself, or
No.
yeah,
No,
Joe
I've
Abercrombie's so
heard of
much
his
fun.
books, but yeah.
Yeah, he's got great character work,
Oh,
just amazing.
okay. I'm intrigued
So
now.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
My
very much
my
a character reader.
oh yeah, so am I. And
Yeah.
he's got some great characters. There's some characters that I don't like in those books, but the majority of the characters are just really really great. Um, yeah, Glockta is one of my. Oh yeah, you have to experience Glockta. He's just he's just a riot.
And
Yeah.
what book is he in?
He's in all three, and he may show up in other books in the world, but he's in the first three books, the first law trilogy.
Oh, okay.
So the Blade itself, before they are hanged, and Last Argument of Kings,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's great. Um, yeah, and he pulled off a zinger of an ending.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, so there's kind of two endings almost. There's a sub ending and then there's a final ending. The final ending was just okay for me. I kind of there was a character who I really liked that I didn't totally like how they ended, or how that particular arc of theirs ended.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're dead, but yeah, I don't think they are. I'll find out in future books,
Maybe
I
they're
guess.
not.
But the sub ending, uh, involving another of the main characters, just blew me away, because the way he wrapped it all up, this character has just kind of been scheming the whole series. I'm just like, oh wow, that was brilliant. Yeah, I highly recommend that series.
Okay.
So, and then Game of I recommend the Game of Thrones series as well. Song of Ice and Fire books are brilliant. It's one of my favorite series
You
of
think
all
I would
time.
still enjoy the books if I've seen the show?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
because with the show, some of the characters went in a completely different direction from the book, and some of the characters that died in the show are still alive in the books.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you'll like it. Yeah. The first season mostly followed the first book, beat for beat, but then it diverged a little bit. But then the other seasons diverged a little bit more. So
Why
yeah.
did you think in your wasn't it in your favorite characters video or something? You thought
Uh-huh.
you were like being creepy for being a Daenerys fan? I couldn't figure that out. I was like, why?
Oh,
Why are you feeling bad about that?
uh, you know, now that I think about it, I'm not sure. Did I say it was creepy?
I swore you
Huh.
did.
Huh.
I was like,
Maybe I did.
I don't get it.
I
No,
don't know why it would be.
I like Daenerys.
Yeah.
I think she's cool.
Yeah, yeah, she oh, maybe
Because
I thought it was,
you
maybe
were
I
talking
thought
about how that was like the leader, that you thought the kingdom needed or something like that.
right. Yeah, I definitely thought that she was the one that should sit on the Iron Throne for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know about the creepy part, unless I was thinking of, because in the book she's 13.
Oh,
So,
okay. Could have been that.
yeah. And I mean, for that time period,
In the book, she's 13?
yeah, she's 13 when she starts out. And but for that time period, that wasn't uncommon to get married at that time,
Mhm.
or to be betrothed uh to somebody, and
Yeah.
having bearing children and stuff at that
Right,
age.
right.
But
Huh.
yeah, so in the book she's 13. So they definitely aged her up for the show. They had to, because obviously they can't have a 13-year-old.
Yeah. There was some stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he doesn't shy away from that stuff in the book, and she's 13. So,
Wow.
but yeah, for the time period he was writing about, it made sense. But
Mhm.
uh, yeah, that's unheard of nowadays. It's like, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
with good reason. I think,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but
Hmm.
yeah, so it's definitely, maybe that's what I was thinking of. I don't know, but
Yeah. Maybe.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, I had no I didn't make that connection that she was that much younger in the
yeah,
books.
yeah, yeah, she is. But I like Tyrion even better than her. He's still my favorite
He's
character.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I only know him from the show, obviously, but
yeah,
he was one of my favorites.
There were so many times in the show and in the books I'm like, don't kill off Tyrion. If you do, I'm gonna stop.
I'm gonna be so done.
I
I'm
know.
gonna be done with you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Game of Thrones is War of the Roses with dragons. Yeah, yeah, pretty much it is. Absolutely. Yeah. So I've heard the only series that might top Game of Thrones for grimdark is The Prince of Nothing by R. Scott Baker.
Okay.
The darkness that comes before is the first book. I've heard those are even darker than Game of Thrones, which I like me some dark books. So I had that first book. I haven't read it yet though. That was one of the ones on my shelf that I haven't read yet.
I can do the darker ones, but I tend to have to like mix them up with
Hmm.
other like lighter ones, I think.
Same here. Yeah,
Yeah.
need a palate cleanser in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I like Dresden. I'll pick up a Dresden book and have my fluff,
That works. Yeah,
my
that
my
works.
popcorn fantasy. Yeah. Do you read
That
much
works.
sci-fi
I mean, I
other
don't
than
know.
the
Like the Arc of the Scythe
Arc
and
of
the
the
Lunar
Scythe and
Chronicles
Lunar
and
Chronicles? Yeah.
no, I have Illuminae, the Illuminae
Oh, I've
files
heard of
on
that
my
one. Yeah.
to be read list
Hmm.
on my shelf actually. That was one of the booktuber recommendations from my 1 year anniversary video.
Okay.
So that's one I want to get to, but I don't know. I do quite a bit more fantasy, I think.
Hmm.
But I like sci-fi. Like I did is like Red Rising and all that considered sci-fi?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's considered sci-fi.
I did Red Rising. Like even before Red Rising was a thing, like before people were even talking about it, I read it.
Hmm.
And I think even probably before the fourth book was out because I don't think I got that far because it was like I was waiting on the book and then I just never picked it up, but yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been really on the fence with that series. I see like lately I've seen so many more negative reviews than positive for it.
I
And
didn't I didn't like the first book. I
yeah.
didn't like it. And then but I for whatever reason pressed on and I was glad I did. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's good to know. But you can't skip the first book, I guess.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No,
Okay. Well, okay.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, maybe one of these days. So many
Yeah.
books to read, right?
And it's been a while cuz that was like way back before. It's been a while. I may that may be when I reread. I don't
Okay.
know.
I hear that he's got another book coming out probably pretty soon, like book 6 in the series or something.
Mhm. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm out of the loop, but
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of am with that one too. I recently read Leviathan Wakes
I've heard
for
of that.
the Expanse.
Okay.
Yeah, The Expanse is a really good show, and season one pretty much did the book beat for beat. It was really well done.
Hmm.
I only know that in hindsight though now because I'd never read the book before I watched the show. So
Yeah.
I watched I watched all but the sixth season of the show, and so now I'm kind of getting into the books. So that's a good sci-fi series. Yeah,
Sounds good.
it's an easy read too. Yeah, it's
And it's
sometimes compared to Game of Thrones, but in space.
oh,
Yeah, so
that's fun.
there's a lot of political maneuvering and
Mhm.
everything. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
Is it called Leviathan Wakes or is that just one of
that
the books?
that's one of the books. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the series is called The Expanse.
Oh, The Expanse. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's so the pen name is James S. A. Corey,
Mhm.
but it's Daniel Abraham. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Mm-mm.
He wrote the Long Price Quartet, and he has a new book out called Age of Ash, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank got together and created James S.A. Corey as their pen name to write together.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, I think Ty Frank works alongside George R.R. Martin, like kind of doing some of his editing or publicity or something like that. And Daniel Abraham is pretty close to George R.R. Martin too, I think. So that's kind of how they got to know each other and started writing the Expanse books. So it all goes
Cool.
back to George, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, George is an inspiration for a lot of people.
That's great.
Yeah. A lot of people who write books faster than he does.
Right. Oh my gosh.
But it's okay. I got some flack on my on one of my videos because I was talking positively about or talking hopefully about George R. R. Martin releasing the next book in the Game of Thrones series. And it's like, man, you're talking like he's actually going to do it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a glass half full type of guy.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, Pat Rothfuss the same way. The Name of the Wind and the Wise Man's Fear. He's supposed to have book 3 in that series coming out. Like he's been working on that for 10 years, I think. And I'm just like, hey,
Mm,
whenever it comes out, if it comes
something
out,
to
I'll
look
read
forward
it.
to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll read it. And that's why I have my Kindle, because I can get it on day one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for the Kindle.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you mostly read physical books, but do you read a lot of ebooks as well, or?
Mm, no. I mean,
Yeah.
I have my Kindle and I have read ebooks and I do read ebooks, but like it's very, very rare. It's just not at all my preferred way to read. Like I
Mm-hmm.
do like the convenience of especially having a book on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and that way, no matter where I am, I have one, but also now like with having Scribd, I'm getting back into the audiobook thing
Mm-hmm.
and into even more of like the immersive read thing because
Cool.
I don't know. I'm more of like a visual learner
Mm-hmm.
rather than like auditory. So yes, I can listen to the story, but it helps me to be able to read along. Oh my gosh. Do you remember Teddy Rup I can't say it. Rupskin?
Teddy Ruxpin, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yep.
I was talking to my mom about that the other day and about how didn't I grow up like an immersive reader? Like, you stuck the little cassette tape in him and like you read along with the with the
Yep.
book. And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I actually still have your your bear
Wow, she
somewhere." I'm
still
like,
has
"You
it.
do?"
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they need to upgrade
That's
Teddy
where it all
Ruxpin
started.
for modern
Oh, I
audiobooks,
cannot
right?
hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello?
Chaz, are you there?
Hello?
I
Can
see your lips
anybody
moving.
hear me? Hang on one second. Let's see.
Hello? Hello? Oh, did you
Can you hear me
accidentally
now?
mute yourself?
No? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Why don't you try to unplug your headphones? You mute your headphones. Nope. Nothing like some technical difficulties. Thank you for thank you for bearing with us. Can you hear Chaz in the chat?
Can you hear me now?
No, got nothing.
Okay. Well,
Let me try to unplug mine. I wonder if it's me.
can you hear me now? Let's see. Okay.
Hello?
Anonymous can hear me. Can you hear me, Danielle?
I can hear you now. I wonder if it was me.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I bet it was me. They're saying they could hear you, but I couldn't hear you.
I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Let
Huh.
me try to plug these back in.
Okay, Jay says he can hear me. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I Anonymous can hear both of us. Huh. Okay. Weird.
Oh, I hear you now. Can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can't hear you now.
What in the world?
Let's see. Yeah. So true.
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
Well,
Oh, I'm taking this off.
I don't
This
know
is
what to do. Maybe. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I still can't hear you.
I love how he said it was like a
no.
Verizon commercial.
Well,
Sigh.
let's see. Testing. Yeah.
What in the
Well,
world?
unfortunately, friends, I guess that means
you
we'll
can
have
just
to
like type to me in the chat.
let's see.
I shouldn't be
Hang on
getting this
one
much
second.
entertainment out of this.
Let's see. How
Hello?
about now? No?
Nope.
Wow.
This is ridiculous. The universe. Are you going to send me a message?
We'll try one other thing here.
Oh, you sent me a message on the private chat. Okay. I'm going out and going back in, I guess.
Okay, so she's gonna get back in for a minute here and sign off.
Okay, before I do that,
she'll
can you
be
hear
joining
me?
us here in just a moment. Yeah, right.
No.
Do 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 do. Yeah, good idea there, Jay. Okay, let's see now. Hello?
I hear you.
I
Oh, you
can't
can't hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Heck.
Hang on one second. Let's see.
I hear you.
Let me check one thing here. Okay. How about now?
I hear you.
Oh, okay. I hear you.
You do?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That was so strange.
I have never had that happen before.
That's a first for me as well. I never had it happen. We are back, guys. We are back.
Thank you for those of us, or for those of you who entertained yourselves for
Yes, absolutely.
5 minutes.
My goodness, yeah, that was strange.
It was your fault, CHAS.
It was my fault. Yep, it was all my fault.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what we were talking about.
Yeah, I think we were talking about audiobooks.
Oh yeah,
Was it? Yeah, with
me not.
immersive reading.
Yeah.
Teddy
Oh yeah,
Ruxpin.
the Teddy. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I was just saying Yeah, I be much quicker with immersive reading. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's a good way to do it. I think I was saying that they need to upgrade Teddy Ruxpin for the modern audiobook age.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that would be really great.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's universally acknowledged that it was my fault.
Oh my
Reunited, and it
gosh.
feels so good. It does. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
glad we could continue to talk a little bit longer.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah. I'm really glad that worked out.
it's just almost traumatic.
I know. Yeah, I was so disappointed, but yeah, I'm glad we got it back.
Me too.
Um, yeah, I like doing immersive reads. Some it just depends. Like for Neil Gaiman, I totally love immersive reads because he can read me any book and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
The Bernard Cornwell books as well that I mentioned, The Winter King and Enemy of God and such. Those are, or at least Enemy of God, I listened to on audio, and it's that was an excellent. But that was I just did the audio. I didn't do that one immersive. I
Mm-hmm.
recently read book 6 of the Dresden Files along with the audiobook,
Okay.
and that was amazing. Have you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah, I've seen some of it.
Okay, so if you ever saw any of the episodes with Spike, the vampire with the blonde hair,
Mm-hmm.
that's James Marsters, and he narrates the Dresden books.
Okay.
He's
That's
just
fun.
absolutely amazing.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, they initially were there. One of the Dresden books, I think it was Changes. I haven't read that far yet, but um, they were not able to get him to do Changes initially, and there
Mm-hmm.
was such a large outcry from the fan base to bring him back that they brought him back to re-record the book, which
Wow.
is not very common.
That's
So yeah,
amazing.
he's a well-loved audiobook narrator for that series. Yeah, James Marsters is fantastic.
I find that I do better with like classics if I do them on the
Okay.
audiobook. Like
Okay, good.
that's kind of how I'm listening to 1984 right now,
Okay.
and every once in a while like checking in like on my library book like to see kind of where I'm at and like the progress I've made and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah. I'd listen to like Jane Eyre that way, and what else? I tried to make it through Robinson Crusoe. That did not go well. Um,
That's a chunky book.
oh, oh, yeah. Why? Just why? Um, yeah. I don't know what else classics I've done like that.
Have
I
you read The
listened
Count
to
of Monte
The
Cristo?
Kite Runner that way. That's not
Oh,
really
The
a
Kite
classic,
Runner,
but
I've
I
heard of.
listened to it that way. I have not. I've not listened to The Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah. I haven't either. I was just curious. That seems like it would be a good one for an audiobook because I
Yeah,
don't know if
I
I
can see
want to
that.
just read the physical book for that one. It's so large.
So dense. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I Anonymous mentions his book. It's so easy for authors to make audiobooks now. There is no excuse for a book to not have one. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, his book Gurzel.
I've seen.
Oh,
I've seen his book. I
yeah,
haven't read it, but I've seen it.
it's
I've seen it.
good. Yeah, it's good.
Another
And I guess the
another dragon book.
audiobook's coming out soon. Yeah, I'm curious who
Nice.
he got to read the audiobook. That would be cool.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Wars of Light and Shadow by Jenny Wirtz. Okay. Okay, so there's
There's
no audiobook for
yeah.
that one. Okay. Hmm.
I've
Sign up
had
to be a
friends like
narrator, Jay.
I've had friends recommend books and say, listen to this on the audiobook or listen along, while you read it
Mm-hmm.
because that's like the better experience. And I think that's pretty neat. There are just
Yeah.
certain books that immersive style works better.
Yeah, that's very true. I tried the immersive reading with Dead House Gates for the Malazim Book of the Fallen, book 2.
Mhm. Mhm.
The narrator was awful. I could not. I could not do the narrator. So
That
I'm like,
makes a
okay,
huge difference.
it
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
I won't listen if I don't like the narrator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same here. Yeah, because I was trying to do it because with Kindle Unlimited, for those books at least, when you download the book, they give you the audiobook as well, and so
Oh,
you
that is
can
so nice.
switch off between them. I wish
Hmm.
they did that for all the Kindle Unlimited books, but they don't. But for that series, they do. So I tried out the audiobook for one of the sections of the book that I was really trudging through. Like it was just so difficult to get through. And I fired up the audiobook and I'm like, I'm just going to go back and read the book. I can't do this, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't work. So, yeah, that happens sometimes. And yeah, so some people are just naturals when it comes to audiobook narration. I've heard that Michael Kramer and Kate Redding are really good audiobook narrators.
I don't know them.
Yeah, they've narrated a lot of books. Some of Brandon Sanderson's books.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So, not all ACX narrators are worth it. Yeah, true. Okay, so he says Monte Cristo was a dry audiobook. Okay, good to know. Yeah. I'll read it one of these days. I did like the movie. Yeah, he mentioned that the movie was better, and I did like the movie.
I wonder if I've
With
seen the movie.
yeah, what's the? I'm trying to remember the name of the guy. Not Guy Ritchie. Guy something is one of the characters in the movie. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that played the main character, but it was a good movie. The same guy that played Jesus in the what was that really bloody? Oh, The Passion. James Caviezel. Yeah, Jim Caviezel played the Count.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Guy Pearce. I like Guy Pearce. He's a good actor, and I think I own that movie. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah, Michael Kramer and Kate Redding narrate The Wheel of Time. Apparently.
Oh.
Okay.
I watched what of the Wheel of Time show that was out on Prime. Was it
What
on
do you
Prime?
think of it?
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I did like it. So
Yeah, I read the first two books, and they did change quite a bit, but overall, I thought it was a really good TV show. I thought it was decent. It's almost unheard of to get a blow for blow adaptation, but
yeah.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
it enough. But I put down the series indefinitely. I'm just not sure I want to read that series right now. 15 books. I'm just
that was a hard DNF.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. For now, I may go back to it.
So
But
yeah.
I'll still watch the show. I'll see where the show goes, and I'll enjoy the show.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
books I
Sometimes
can't
it's
do right
nice
now.
not having anything to compare it to, because
Mhm.
when you read the book, oftentimes you're like, well, they didn't do a good job.
Right, exactly. Gates of Fire and Last of the Amazon were good audiobooks. I haven't heard of either one of those.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. Oh yeah, they're such huge books. Okay, yeah, that's helpful with large books for sure. Seriously, okay, I haven't. Is that
Cersei, like the Madeline Miller book?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because that's the only Cersei
Like
I've heard of.
what is it, like a Persephone retelling?
Think so,
Is that the
yeah.
one?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it, but
I've
I
been
see it
thinking about
talked
reading
about a
that.
lot on BookTube. Yeah.
My sister got me that book a couple years ago for my birthday, and I still haven't read it.
Okay. Yeah. So that is the one. Okay. And I guess she wrote another book called Ariadne, or is that a different author?
She
I'm
wrote
not sure.
the Song of Achilles, didn't
Oh, the
she?
Song of Achilles. That's what
Or
it was. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. I might check those out someday. Not high on my priority list, but yeah,
just depends what we're feeling.
exactly. Oh, okay. Different author for Ariadne. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I remember that book intrigued me when I first heard about it, but
Hmm.
I haven't read it.
That's cool. The majority of my audiobook listens are nonfiction. I have a hard time sitting down and reading a nonfiction book, so I choose the
Yeah.
audiobooks for that.
Yeah.
I
I should probably not even should, but I think I could do that. I think I could get through some nonfiction like that.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a good way to do it. Um, there's some that I won't. I don't know if you've ever heard of Eckhart Tolle, but he wrote the book called The Power of Now,
Sounds
and then
familiar.
he has another book as well. I won't listen to the audiobook because he narrates it,
Oh,
and I can never listen to him speak because his voice is so soothing. It puts me
mm,
to sleep.
knocks you right out, huh?
Yeah, I sat
So
down.
what kind of nonfiction books do you listen to?
Um, I like um, I like thought provoking and thought changing books.
Uh-huh.
Like books that are kind of focused on like spirituality and
Yeah.
improving your mind and embracing your full potential and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
what?
like a personal growth kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Personal
Yeah.
growth stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was one of the best books I've ever read was "Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life" by Dr. Wayne Dyer. So
Mhm.
good.
Sounds like
Yeah.
something I would like.
Yeah.
It
It,
sounds
it
like
it's
something I would like.
and if you like devotionals, it kind of is a devotional because he based it on the Tao Te Ching. So he reads he spent a year meditating on the Tao on the uh, on the Tao Te Ching, and so each chapter is a different verse out of the Tao Te Ching, and then on the opposite page he has his own personal thoughts and commentary on it, and it's just amazing. One of my favorite books.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's I read a lot of books on minimalism too.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
there's a really good book called Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport,
Okay.
uh, talking about ways to cut down on your digital presence and get more deep work done, as opposed to like the distraction culture that we're so wrapped up in with social media and stuff. It's
Yeah.
really good. He
It sounds
strongly
good.
advocates doing a 30-day digital detox, and I did that
Like a
actually once.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really really good,
I
very
I've done
helpful for
something
me.
similar, and yeah, it's really really good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was really helpful to see my patterns with social media and stuff, and um, so yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
just yeah, some amazing books out there. Yeah, there's one book called Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. Now
Mhm.
he's an extreme minimalist. He literally got all of it, got rid of all his
Buy
stuff.
things. I love it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but it's an interesting read. Yeah.
Did you ever read the Magic Art of Tidying Up, the Marie Kondo book?
Oh, I haven't. I'm familiar
I
with
read
Marie
it.
Kondo and the Kondo method.
Mhm.
It's a
I
little too
I
organized for
read it
me.
several years ago, yeah, and, like, did it and, like, tried it and went through my room and everything, and but, yeah, I'm not a big, like, things person anyway, like, I don't really do clutter, like yeah, so
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, like, like mental health stuff,
Hmm.
um, Like one of my favorite probably nonfiction books is Boundaries by
Oh, I've heard about that
Cloud
one.
and Townsend. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm a big, big advocate for that book. Really enjoyed that one. And then the one I read earlier this year was Master of Circumstance. That's
Oh,
really good
okay.
too. Yeah. So
Nice. I
so yeah,
haven't.
I guess they're mental health, like self-help. I don't know. But
Hmm.
I don't really like the self-help label, but
Yeah, I don't either.
I think there's some associations with that wordage that are not good. But
I think so too. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Yeah, Jay's right. The condo method doesn't work for book lovers.
does does this book bring me joy? Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
Everyone, yes.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I like uh, Evie from She Was Only Evie started posting things on Instagram and stuff. She just holds up a book in her hand, and if a book brings her joy, she
Oh,
holds
that's
it up
funny.
and stuff. Yeah, so it's like I got too many books that bring me joy. I can never be a condo advocate. She's just I appreciate that it helps a lot of people though.
Yeah.
The condo method's very helpful for a lot of people. Yeah. He says The Elegant Universe was a good nonfiction audiobook. Haven't heard of that one.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Elegant
Yeah, Ursula Le
Universe.
Guin did a translation of the Tao Te Ching. I have it actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, that one of her few. Well, she wrote a lot of nonfiction too, but not nearly as much as she did fiction. And have you ever read Ursula Le Guin?
No, I've heard of her, and
Yeah, The Wizard of Earthsea, and
it's probably
um,
something I would like.
oh yeah, yeah,
Sounds like something I would like.
yeah, yeah. She's fantastic.
I just like her name.
Oh yeah, her name is cool. Yeah,
Gosh.
yeah. And she was a big advocate for. I mean, she was writing strong female characters and strong people of color back when it wasn't popular. Um,
Okay.
excuse me. Yeah, they. She was very outspoken, like in the women's rights movements and stuff like that. She died a few years ago. I think she was like 90. But yeah, she started her writing career way back in the 50s and 60s, I think, when that just wasn't really a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, back when you know even today it seems women authors tend to use more gender neutral pseudonyms because there's still kind of a bias toward male authors in the industry. And it was even more true back when Ursula Le Guin was writing, but she just flat didn't care. She just wrote it under her name, and she wrote good stuff, and people read it.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really awesome. One of the main characters in her Earthsea series is Ged. He's one of the
Hmm.
wizards in the series, and he's black.
Okay.
And but it was really disappointing. Like early covers for the Wizard of Earthsea, the publishers whitewashed the character because they thought that black people wouldn't sell. And
Okay.
even there was a TV adaptation for Earthsea about 15 years ago or so,
Hmm.
and they whitewashed Ged in that series too. And oh, she was not happy. She disavowed that series like completely because of what they did to her character.
That is
So
sad.
yeah, it really is. I mean, you would hope that after the civil rights movement that we would have moved beyond that, but not so much, it seems.
Yeah.
But
I don't get it.
yeah, I highly recommend Le Guin. She's really good. And she's written sci-fi and fantasy, like she's pretty prolific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean I recognize her name.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't read any of her stuff, but now I kind of want to. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, she shortly before she died, she got inducted into I don't know if it's the Fantasy Writers Hall of Fame or something like that. Neil Gaiman was the one that introduced her,
Okay.
or presented the award to her and everything
It's
like that. It was
awesome.
pretty cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. She's an amazing lady. But
It's super cool.
yeah, we're just adding to your TBR right
Oh
now.
my
I
gosh,
can
it's
tell.
bad today. I'm gonna have to go through and like organize this mess
Right.
over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. There's always room for more books to read.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I know we've been well. Other than the hang up we had a little bit ago, I
Oh my
know we're
gosh.
getting close to 2 hours here, and how you're feeling. Um, uh, I don't know if you're wanting to keep going, or if you feel like we're at a good place to stop, or
I mean, what else you got?
oh, I can go for a while here. So, okay, he thought he was black in the TV series. Okay, yeah, not to my recollection, unless they did a different one where they made him black. So
That
that
is
would be nice.
that is one thing I have really appreciated about the Raising Dion series
Mm-hmm.
because Dion and his mom and just they're they're black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they haven't shied away from it.
no.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's really cool. I think it seems like in literary circles and like comic book circles and stuff like that, it just uh, people just those creators seem to be willing to just be more diverse.
Hmm.
Uh, like I keep harping on Neil Gaiman, but Neil Gaiman's Sandman graphic novels, he was writing people of color and uh, non-binary characters and trans characters back in the day when it was not popular at all, back in the
Oh.
90s and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
just he's another one of those that just doesn't care. He writes
I
what he
love that
wants,
so
and
much. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's really cool. But it seems like in literary circles it seems to be more open, but then when you get to visual mediums like TV and stuff,
Good
they
point.
tend to shy away and be like, well, I don't know if we should change
That's
this or
interesting.
write this
Yeah.
out.
Why
Yeah,
is that?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I think part of it probably has to do with money. I'm sure it does, because they want to make sure that their TV show sells. Um, so they're trying to cater to the people that will buy their content.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Le Guin's really great, so yeah, you'll
Yeah,
have to
that's
check
always
out.
like really confusing when you're reading a book and like you picture a character a certain way and then like they get portrayed on television or whatever and you're like that's not who I would have cast as that person. Like
Right?
how
Yeah.
was I so far off in my brain? You know?
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen the Dark Tower movie yet,
Mhm.
but when they first released the trailers and stuff like that for it,
Mhm.
um, Matthew McConaughey was not who I would have cast for the Man in Black.
Oh.
I'm like, wow, that. I mean, I'm sure he did a fine job, but I he's not who I would have cast. I actually there's a different character in the series that I had Matthew McConaughey in mind for, actually, but uh, but I won't spoil anything, because one of these days you might read the books.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes, with any luck. I
yeah,
will.
yeah. They're a lot of fun. If you like weird genre hopping books, that's a good series to go with. Yeah, because it covers so many different genres. It's labeled under fantasy, but it's hard to just call it fantasy. So yeah, good times. Yeah, I recently just finished the.
So what would you
Dark Tower
say,
series.
like if you were going to tell me without giving anything away, what the Dark Tower is about? What's it about?
Good question.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a really good
making him
question.
think.
Yeah, making me think. Yeah.
Uh,
So it is about Roland Deschain, who is the last of the gunslingers, and his world has been turned upside down by the Man in Black and the forces of evil, and he is chasing the Man in Black to the Dark Tower at the end of the world to hopefully make everything right and possibly turn back time if he can. Yeah,
okay.
it's so
So
hard to describe.
I love like time traveling stuff. Is that
Yeah,
would that be
there's
good?
definitely
Yeah.
time travel in this book. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's there's a lot of portal fantasy elements. Um, Great animal companion in the
Oh,
book. So many great characters. The character work is really top notch in the book
wow.
series, and
Okay.
yeah, and so I don't really like westerns.
Mm-hmm.
I would not sit down and read a western or really watch westerns, but the Dark Tower is just completely different.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it
yeah.
for sure.
If you read it, the dark at least for me the gunslinger tempted me to put it down.
Oh,
The first book
so press
because
on through that one.
press on, yeah.
Okay, good to
The
know.
gunslinger was good, but it wasn't great for me. But then the rest of the books, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
And you will need to read Salem's Lot before you read certain books of the Dark Tower series.
Oh my gosh, did I write that one down?
You
Yeah, I
did.
did.
Yep.
I did.
Yep. Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
this is bad.
Stephen King has his whole multiverse. So The Stand is part of that multiverse. The Dark Tower, Salem's Lot, everything goes back to the Dark Tower, though. So the Dark Tower is kind of a jumping off point for a lot of his books.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Game of Thrones has spot on casting from the book. Sean Bean is Lord Stark. Oh, yeah. I can't see anybody else but Sean Bean as Lord Stark.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yep. Yeah, he was a fantastic choice to play that role.
I think that's kind of a fun game to like read a book and choose who you would cast as everybody.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Yeah, I highly agree. Yeah, who if you had to cast someone for the Winter Night trilogy,
Oh my gosh.
like
Oh my
Vasya,
gosh. Oh.
I'd be curious
I need to
hear who
think
you would
about this.
cast.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna think about. I don't know if I know off the top of my head. Oh man.
I was trying to think too, and I don't know if I could cast her right offhand either. But
Like I could picture some like in real life people that I know that I could cast as Vasya, but like actresses, I don't know. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna be working on that.
yeah,
I really don't know. I mean, it would almost have to be someone like I know she's Russian, but like gosh, you picture her like with the big green eyes and like long flowing dark hair. And I mean, I guess hair you could really. What about the girl? What about the girl that was in Witcher? What about the girl that played
Siri, the girl that
Yennefer?
played Siri. Oh, the girl that
No.
played Yennefer. Okay. Okay, I was
She
thinking
could
of the girl
maybe
that
do it.
plays Siri, but yeah, Yennefer could probably pull that off too. That's true. Although I don't know, she's a little bit old for the role. I think that's why I
Oh,
was thinking
I didn't think about
Siri.
that.
But yeah, I can't remember the girl's name that plays Siri, but that's kind of why I was thinking her. But yeah, I could see Yennefer, the lady that plays Yennefer, pulling it off.
Yeah. I don't know if I
So
have any other ideas. I mean, I'm
yeah,
not 100% satisfied with that, but
yeah,
gosh, like I can picture in my head, like if I, if I was a good enough artist to draw her, I could draw her
hmm
for you, but I'm not. Like, yeah, I have a very certain way I picture her in my head,
yeah,
and I don't know of any actress that really fulfills that.
yeah,
It's a
yeah. That
good,
makes
good question, though. Oh, but
I
hey, we
ha-
could totally cast Christian Bale as as Morosco.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
making stuff up now,
totally.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
he'd be great as Morosco. Um I was
Oh,
also trying to think who would be good for Piotr, for her dad.
mm.
Um or
Well, why not
Constantine
Lord
even.
Stark?
Well, yeah, there you go, Lord Stark.
I'm getting
For
way carried away with
Constantine, I
this.
was thinking what's his name? I
Oh
always draw a blank right at the
no,
time.
I know who I picture him as.
Oh
Who is
yeah.
the guy? Kind of the guy that was on what was the movie? What was the movie with Heath Ledger? And he was like a knight. He was a
Oh, A
knight.
Knight's Tale?
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
guy, the blonde-haired guy. I don't know his name. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely
That's who
look it
I
up.
picture him as.
Okay. I'd be curious to know. I was thinking and I'm gonna draw a blank. I always draw blanks at the worst times. Hey
Uh,
there, Nikki. Glad you made it.
Hi. Um,
um,
oh, is it Paul Bettany?
Paul Bettany. Oh my goodness.
Wouldn't he be
That that,
perfect?
that
Except
that's ex-
he's not really like a looker. Like they always make
yeah,
it out like Constantine is mm,
yeah,
like very tempting. So I don't
yeah.
know. But that's
So
who I picture in my head.
that's hilarious because that's who I was trying to think of was Paul
It
Bettany. I just couldn't
was
remember it was. Yeah, because I was thinking, okay,
funny.
because he's been in some of my favorite movies like A Beautiful Mind, and of course he plays the Vision on
Yeah.
and
I didn't even
did the voice
I
for
should have just
Jarvis
said
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Paul Bettany, he's exactly who I was thinking of for
For
Constantine.
Constantine? That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's so crazy.
yeah, and he's played a priest before in one of his other roles.
No. Yeah. I
Yeah,
just yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, the
and
Vassia thing is gonna bother me now. I'm gonna figure
yeah,
that out.
yeah.
I am.
We'll have to put our heads together on that and figure out who we're going to cast for Vasya.
Maybe after I read The Winter of the Witch, we can re-ask that question. And I'll have that
Hmm.
way I'll have some time to think about it. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We should
That's
post
a.
it. We should post it in the group chat too.
I agree. Yeah, we'll have to throw that in there and see what everybody thinks for casting. Yeah.
Other than Yennefer, because that's yeah. Like if like maybe if like Angelina Jolie, like when she was way, way younger,
Uh huh.
but she's just like she's past it too.
Right. Yeah, she is. I was also thinking. I got to thinking about the girl that played Arya in Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
Um, I was thinking maybe she could pull it off too, but she's older now too. She's like 21, I think, now. But I don't know.
It's funny because I
She still looks
picture
younger.
I picture Vasya and then like Nari from the Daevabad trilogy. It's like I
Mm-hmm.
almost picture them as like the
Oh,
same type of look. But
interesting.
yeah.
Well, now that has me really intrigued. I need to read that series.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm gonna spend my evening doing. Looking up
Yeah,
who I
right.
think should play these women. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's too funny though. Yeah, Paul Bettany. Yeah, he would be a good Constantine for
Well,
sure.
it's him. Yeah, it's him for sure. We've decided.
Yep,
We just
exactly.
have to. We just have to decide
We
100% on
we just need to
everybody else.
convince the television studios now, right?
Who do we? Who do we petition to?
Right. Yeah, I wonder too. Do you think it would make a better show or movie?
Hmm. I'm really thinking about that.
Yeah, same here.
No, I don't think you could fit it all in one movie. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess you wouldn't have to,
yeah,
but
right.
man, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, they would have to do a trilogy for sure to even
Yeah.
do it justice. But yeah, they might be able to pull it off, but it would almost have to be like Lord of the Rings length movies to really do it justice. Probably be better for a TV show, maybe.
I don't know.
So that's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm torn about that.
There's some books that are definitely better suited to television shows, and
Hmm.
then others that it could go either way. Yeah.
Yeah, how do they even decide? I have never thought of that. Like, how do you?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you decide?
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely hard. I think there's some. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just thinking, like, enjoyment factor wise, I think I like them better when they're a show.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I
I think they're
definitely
so
enjoy
much
the
more
shows too,
accessible that
too.
way.
They are. Yeah. Yeah. Movies are better for stuff like all the Marvel stuff, although the TV
Yeah.
shows for those are good too. Depends on what you're trying to do with it. But yeah, most books I enjoy a show better with. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be such a movie buff, and it's not that I'm not still, but I really like being able to watch a show and kind of stretch it out and enjoy it in my free time and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. That's typically my preference. Have you so you watched the Witcher show? Have you read the books?
No, but I want to.
Yeah, the books are really good, and actually, the show did quite a good job of adapting it.
Really.
Yeah, they stayed pretty close to the material. Yeah, they switched a few things up. Like there's one of the in the most recent season, the guy that was kind of like the Beauty and the Beast type story. That's from book one as opposed to the second book. So yeah, they took a lot of the short for the first two seasons. They took a lot of the short
Yeah, what
stories.
was he, like a warthog or something? Is that
Yeah,
the guy you're
yeah,
talking about?
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
So
they
his story
mixed
was
up
in
the
book
timeline a little
one.
bit.
Yeah, they
Okay.
mixed up the timeline a little bit, and I think it actually worked out better because the first two books are essentially just a bunch of short stories, kind of strung together with loose ties. But I think they did a good job of kind of forming it together a little better in the show.
Good.
But the books were still really good.
Yeah, I think I would enjoy them. I think I just that's just kind of my jam. I just
Yeah.
like that. I like that storyline. I like those characters.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Geralt is so good.
Yeah.
I love his character. I've never played the games. I know a ton of people love the Witcher games.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like video games?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. There's 3 games out right now. There were 2 Witcher games on I think it was on the PlayStation 3.
Uh-huh.
And then they brought out Witcher the Wild Hunt on PlayStation 4 and now PlayStation 5. But those kind of take place after the books, I think. They kind of continue on from where the books left off. So
Hmm.
so it's all part of the accepted canon, I guess.
Interesting.
Nikki says she's never been good at casting characters. Yeah. When it comes to characters.
It depends on the book for me. Yeah, it
Mhm.
really depends on the book for me. And I think it depends on how well the author has done at giving me that mental image. I get kind of annoyed actually when it's vague. I'm like,
Mhm. I do too.
I want to be able to picture,
Mhm.
what these people look like.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And actually that's one of the reasons why I'm glad I watched the Expanse TV series first
Mm-hmm.
before reading the books, because I have a lot better mental picture of the characters, because they're not great about describing the characters features.
I feel like I started to watch that TV show. I
Mhm.
do.
It starts off as kind of like a cyberpunk, like a neo-noir. There's like a detective that's working on a mystery to try and find this girl who was kidnapped. And
I did start to watch that show. Yeah,
yes,
I need to
yeah,
pick that back up
yeah,
because I think I was enjoying it.
it's one of my favorite books.
Hmm.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
Yeah, um, and one of my favorite TV series. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's excellent. It's a really good sci-fi flick. It's pretty unique.
Mm-hmm.
And it's believable. It takes place in Earth's near future.
Right.
So yeah, at this point, humans have colonized Mars and colonized most of the asteroid belt and the
Yes.
outlying planets. So
Mm-hmm.
it's still very plausible, something that could happen. So it kind of feels more easier to, what's the phrase I want? Easier to relate to, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
To buy into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Buy into this potential future.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read a ton of sci-fi, so it's kind of all new to me. Like the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
I only read the first book last year, and I only read it because I wanted to watch the TV series on Apple TV.
Is that kind of like a sci-fi like staple? Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to claim to be a sci-fi fan, then you probably ought to read Isaac Asimov.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
That's kind of what I've been picking up on. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke apparently are the 2 staples that every sci-fi reader should read. Well, and Frank Herbert, the Dune books. Yeah.
I want to read Dune.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would like that.
I think you should. I highly recommend it. It's my favorite sci-fi book of all time. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes it though, so it's I would say probably 70% of people really love it, and some people are just like, oh, it's okay, But yeah, the movie was great.
But it's like it's character driven.
It
Dune?
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely character driven. Everything Expanse. Oh yeah, another
That's
Expanse
awesome.
fan. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. Have you ever seen the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr.? So there was Sherlock Holmes, and then Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Robert Downey Jr. plays Sherlock Holmes, and Jude Law plays Dr. Watson.
Oh gosh, quite the combo. You would think
Mm-hmm.
I would have remembered that.
It's absolutely brilliant. Such good movies.
How do you get a hold of those? Like, when did those come out?
They came out. I think the first one came out in 2010, maybe. Yeah, they're fairly recent. They've got a third one coming out as well eventually. So,
Okay.
But yeah, they're really good. Robert Downey Jr. is actually
I would
really good in
probably
those
like that.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the guy that they got to play Professor Moriarty in the second movie, and I'm Jared Harris. Oh, he is an absolutely brilliant actor. He also plays one of the lead roles in.
I got a picture of who that is. Jared Harris.
Yeah, Jared Harris. Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. He's played several different roles. He played.
Oh gosh,
Mm-hmm.
what was he in?
So he is in The Expanse. He has one of the lead roles in the first couple seasons of The Expanse. But then he's also in. He was in Sherlock Holmes. He was in The Crown. What else was he in? Chernobyl. And there's another one though. Apparently, he was in Mr. Deeds.
What? Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Wasn't he in the one with Orlando Bloom?
Oh, Carnival Row. Yes.
Did you already say that?
Yes. No, I didn't say that yet. But yeah,
that's where I recognize him from.
He was the Chancellor in Carnival Row. Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
That's where I recognize him.
He's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So he's in The Expanse, and he plays Professor Moriarty, and he's chilling as Professor Moriarty. He really is chilling. Just so good. One of my favorite actors. I could go on, Danielle.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. He's excellent. And I was looking at his IMDb profile, and there's stuff that he was in that I didn't know he was in. So stuff I had. Apparently, he was in the Man from U.N.C.L.E. remake with Henry Cavill, and apparently he was in the Mortal Instruments movie.
Really?
Or Mortal Instruments series, City of Bones.
See, I need to try to watch the Mortal Instruments show since I didn't like the books. Maybe I'll like the show.
Yeah, you might. I only watched the first, and I thought it was called Shadowhunters, but I guess maybe they actually made a movie of it. I don't know. But yeah,
the people in my Discord would probably know, but don't ask me.
He's also in. I guess he was in Morbius. I haven't seen that movie yet. I'm not big on the Sony Marvel movies. Yeah. Dr. Michael Morbius. He has a life-threatening disease, and so he mixes his blood with the blood of vampire bats and essentially becomes a vampire.
Totally safe.
Oh yeah, exactly. So yeah. He's a great character. One of my favorites from the comics, but I don't know. I'm not big on the Sony Marvel movies, like the Venom movies. I have no desire. I have no desire to watch them.
But could he play anything in the Winter Night trilogy?
Yes. I think he could possibly.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know if he would be young enough for it, but he could possibly pull off Morosco, or he could flip and he could play Medved possibly. He would make a good villain.
Yes. Okay. Yes. He could be the bear. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
He probably wouldn't fit for Morosco, but he could be the bear.
Oh yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have this whole movie cast or this
The
whole series cast pretty soon.
I don't even know if he's still alive, but Donald Sutherland would be good as Medved too.
Oh my gosh, Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland's dad, actually. But yeah, he would be really good as Medved, I think.
Man, do you remember when Kiefer Sutherland was on? What was that show? Was it like
24?
24? Yeah.
Yeah,
My parents watched that show for a while.
yeah.
Oh, I did not know they were father and son.
Mm-hmm.
He played the guy in the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
President Snow.
Yep. President Snow, yeah.
But no, I don't really see him as...
You don't see him as Medved?
No.
Yeah. I think I see Jared Harris more as Medved, but I could possibly see Donald Sutherland maybe, but yeah. 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 He also played
I like this game.
one of my favorite roles for Donald Sutherland was in oh my goodness, come on.
Out with it, CHAS.
I know, right? It was a heist movie.
It's starting to sound like me now.
Oh goodness, this is terrible. Oh no,
The heist movie, you know.
Yeah, it's like the Italian Job. There we go, The Italian Job.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
The
job.
Italian Job is a really good movie, by the way. Yeah.
Is there a lot of action in it? Because
there's
I'll
a
fall
lot
asleep.
of action. Oh yeah.
I cannot do action.
Yeah, there's a lot of action in that movie. Yeah, it's great. Mark Wahlberg, I believe, is yeah.
I like Mark Wahlberg.
Yep, I do too. Jason Statham is in it. Yeah, Seth Green is in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Donald Sutherland's only in it for part of the movie, though. Yeah, he's not in it for the whole thing. Space Cowboys. Okay, I haven't seen Space Cowboys.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah. He was also in that one pandemic movie with Dustin Hoffman about the Ebola virus, or was it Ebola? Or it was an Ebola-like virus that got released, and yeah, that was a good movie too.
That one pandemic movie could be anything.
Right, that's very true. There's a lot of pandemic movies, but yeah, it is fun to cast different people in different roles, though. Yeah.
Oh, there's Space Cowboys. I have no idea what I'm even looking for though. With the pandemic movie.
No.
Got nothing.
Oh, I just thought of a possibility for Morosco.
Okay. All right. Better be handsome. Come on.
Hugh Jackman. He has that classical air about him, even though he was Wolverine. But you take him out of the Wolverine role, like he's been in so many other great roles that I think I could see him as Morosco.
No,
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like with either of these guys, with him or even with Christian Bale, I feel like we're gonna be picturing them as their previous roles. I think it's gonna be hard to see them as something else.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah. I've seen Hugh Jackman in so many other roles besides Wolverine, though, that I think maybe that's why I kind of lean toward him, because he played Jean Valjean in Les Miserables. He also played Kate and Leo. He was Leopold in Kate and Leopold. So he's played a lot of different. He's pretty diverse in his abilities, but. But yeah, but it's okay. I don't have to have him as Morosco. I guess
I think I'm gonna be very particular about this, and
Yeah.
Vasya, both. Like,
Yeah.
it's gotta be just right.
Hmm.
We can't settle. We cannot settle.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. We got it. We got to be picky because it's got to be done just right, or else it'll flop.
They're amazing characters.
Yeah,
They
they are.
deserve to be done just right.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Hmm.
Yep, I agree. So yeah, they haven't even made any plans to have a show yet. So we've got time, right? We've got time to tell them what to do.
Every time I picture though, like the Russian royalty and such,
Hmm.
I totally picture the blonde haired kid from Game of Thrones, the really mean one.
Oh gosh, yes, I
I do.
totally agree.
I do. I don't even know what
Yeah.
his name is, but like that's where
Yeah,
my brain.
I forget the
That's where my
actor's
brain
name, but
goes.
Joffrey. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Joffrey.
Yeah. I was always back and forth between who I hated more, Joffrey or Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah. Tie.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably
If
Bolton.
I had to choose, it would be
Probably.
Ramsay. But
Yeah.
Joffrey's a close competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem with Joffrey was he was petulant too. He was
I
petulant,
said
and that's what
sniveling
made
and
him
you said
extra.
petulant, so I don't know what's the difference, but yeah.
I think they're close to the same.
Ugh.
Yeah. Petulant's kind of more like whiny and kind of.
Oh
like,
no, we are saying the same thing.
Yeah,
We're saying the
okay,
same thing,
yeah.
just different word. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Petulant child. Yeah. But yeah, Ramsay Bolton was equally horrendous.
He was so
Evil
just
character.
pure evil. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then a close third to me was the Red Witch. I can't even remember her name, but the one that burned the girl.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Melisandre. Yeah,
That's what I almost said, and I was like, no, I
Yeah.
don't want to be wrong, but yeah.
Melisandre. Oh,
Yeah.
I hated her by the end. I'm like, oh, how dare you?
Have you read House of Leaves yet?
I have not. No, I've heard about it. I haven't read it though. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it hasn't been on BookTube very long. It's a fairly recent edition. A lot of people are talking about, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I think I read the premise, and I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Not sure if that would be my thing or not.
House of Leaves.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how that one escaped my notice.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a certain obligation as a booktuber to be up on all of the
do.
the books?
Even though I remind myself that I don't have to be, but I there's a part of me that feels like I do. Yeah.
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 At least need to know what people are talking about, even if I haven't.
Yeah. Exactly. And I also sometimes get, even though I know that everybody has different preferences, I sometimes feel bad for not liking BookTube darlings.
Is it the Mark Danielewski one?
I think so, yeah.
Or there's a that one only has 28 ratings.
House of Leaves. It is Mark Danielewski or however yeah, that's the one.
Years ago, when House of Leaves was first being passed around, it was nothing more than a badly bundled heap of paper, parts of which would occasionally surface on the internet. No one could have anticipated the small but devoted following this terrifying story would soon command. starting with an odd assortment of marginalized youth, musicians, tattoo artists, programmers, strippers, environmentalists, and adrenaline junkies. The book eventually made its way into the hands of older generation. This is a long synopsis. I started
Right.
and then I was like, oh, God. Okay. But I mean, it has 46%, 5 stars. One of my Goodreads friends gave it 4 stars. One gave it 2 stars. I think that's it. And then everybody else just has it marked as a to be read book.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even know if I marked it to be read. I don't think I did. I've heard enough negative stuff about it that I'm like, well, maybe I'll read it one of these days, and not a priority, but
yeah, my process with all that has changed, like with Goodreads and everything. Like I don't just mark every book as to be read. Like if I physically own the book, I will mark it as to be read, but then like everything else pretty much goes on my wish list.
Yeah.
It's just how I do it.
Yep, I get it. I'm kind of the same way. Yeah, it's hard to get to every book, and like I mentioned with BookTube darlings, I kind of feel bad about not getting to them, or about not liking certain BookTube darlings. Yeah, like Rage of Dragons, I hated. Well, I shouldn't say
Don't
I
worry about
hated
that.
it, but it was not worth the hype. I'll put it that way. And there's a few others that I've kind of had that experience with, but yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends was reading and reviewing another booktuber's like favorite and felt bad about not liking it, and I'm like, you do not have to like it.
Right,
it's okay.
exactly. Yeah.
we're not all gonna like the same books. Like we're just not. That would be boring if we all like the same books.
Yeah, exactly. It would.
We're all different people. Of course we're gonna like different things.
Yeah. It was kind of funny though. I recently read Shadow and Claw, the first book in the Book of the New Sun by Gene Wolfe, and I didn't have a great experience with it. And in my review, there was this one guy that just kept commenting about how I was wrong and how I should give it another try, and how you have to read the whole series to really get what's happening before you make a judgment on it. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm okay. I don't need to continue it. It's funny, like how passionate people get about certain books, though.
Well, and with that, take it personally. Like if you don't enjoy something that they do.
Right. Yep.
I'm not ever going to take it personally. I did not write the stuff, you guys. Like, if you don't like it, like, that's okay. It's okay.
Exactly. It's a book about a guy talking about a journal, about a movie, about a freaky house. Oh, okay.
Well, that just sums it right up.
Right. Meanwhile, our narrator is losing his mind. Oh, well, that's
oh my gosh.
interesting.
The unreliable narrator is fun sometimes.
Like, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. It can be.
But what happens is I wind up feeling like I'm losing my mind. Like,
right? Mm-hmm. I sometimes do too.
When I just read The Last Time I Lied by Riley Hager, or not Hager, Sager, sorry. Yeah, I felt a little bit like I was losing my mind. So
yeah, I've heard of Riley Sager, but it was a different book.
The Home Before Dark one?
Yeah, Home Before Dark was the one that I'd heard of. So because I remembered you bringing that one up too at one point in one of your videos.
I like haunted house books.
Yeah. I do too. Yeah.
Like that. So if you have any good haunted house recommendations, let me know.
I've been wanting to read The Haunting of Hill House. After watching the series on Netflix, I've been wanting to read the book.
I feel
by Shirley Jackson. Yeah. And then I've also been wanting to read The Turning of the Screw, which is what The Haunting of Blythe Manor was loosely based on.
Okay.
So And yeah, so I like a good haunted house mystery,
Yes.
and movies too, or shows.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched those shows on Netflix, but The Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor, those were excellent.
I don't know if I
Um,
have.
yeah, they're really good and pretty creepy. Uh,
I mean, I grew up in a creepy house, so
okay.
I think that's part of my fascination with it.
Okay.
So I never really had anything. It was mostly me scaring myself in my
Mm-hmm.
house. And like, my friends would want to come stay the night and like they were just convinced, something was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing was ever really going on. It was really just us scaring
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. But I do like a good haunted house story.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Nikki says that does sound mind bending ish. It does.
Mind
House of
bending ish,
Leaves.
yes.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Did you ever see the movie The Others with Nicole Kidman?
I don't know.
Oh, that's such a
I
good
don't know if I
movie.
did.
Yeah, it has a really it has a very twisted ending.
Oh.
It's
Okay. I'm
a
intrigued.
twisty ending, I should say. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
I love a movie or a book that can surprise me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Me too.
I appreciate that. When I
Yeah,
see it coming, I get a little miffed.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I'm the same way.
Try harder.
I've only recently been starting to get more into horror because my daughter's really into horror movies. She
Mhm.
loves them,
Mhm.
and so I've been trying to get into those. Like she wanted me to watch The Ring, and at first I was like,
I think I did watch that,
I
actually.
don't know.
It's been a while.
And then I watched it, and I was like, okay, yeah, that was a good movie. Freaky as heck, but it was a good movie.
It's been a while. I think I watched that when it originally came out.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
And then
some
of
of that
course
stuff scares me.
she loved it.
Oh, see, I don't actually
Yeah,
do the scary clown thing
yeah.
under any
I
circumstances
get it.
to please anyone. Nope.
Yeah. Well, don't
If
read the
that is,
book.
if that is a condition of our friendship, nope.
No, no. I care more about our friendship than I do about the movie, so it's all good, Danielle.
I think I told this story. I don't know if it was on one of our sprints or like our book discussions. I don't even know. But I was telling the story about the clown doll that I had when I was a kid, and like the
Hmm.
head turned, and
Oh
like one
no.
side of the head was like the happy face, and one side of the head was like the scary face.
Hmm. Nope.
No,
Yeah, I'm good without that for sure. Yeah,
not even scary, sad. It was like happy and sad, but still, it was enough to creep me out.
yeah.
Nope.
I did read the book It, and I almost DNF'd it, but somebody talked me into doing the audiobook for it, and that I was able to finish it with the audiobook.
Oh, okay.
And
Hmm.
in the book it's not just a clown, it takes lots of different forms, but the clown is still primary, so yeah, you I probably wouldn't recommend that. Yeah, there's also a scene in that book that is quite inappropriate that doesn't need to be there, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't like scary clowns,
Yeah. No,
you can just not read it.
that goes back to
It's
those
an acquired
boundaries we talked
taste.
about.
Yeah, right. That's where I
No,
draw the
no
line.
clowns for me. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I can understand that. Yeah.
No, I can do the scary house, but no clowns.
Hmm.
No
Yeah.
clowns in the scary house.
Yeah. The scary house is probably my favorite horror trope.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and Home Before Dark like did a really good job. I felt
Did it?
like with the scary house. Yeah,
Okay.
I was impressed.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's good to know.
I do think I liked The Last Time I Lied better than I liked Home Before Dark, but I still enjoyed Home Before
Hmm.
Dark.
Okay.
So yeah, and I want to read some more Riley Sager for sure.
Cool. Do you like
Yeah.
psychological horror?
Psychological horror. I don't know. I've done like psychological thriller. Like I read The
Hmm.
Silent Patient.
Okay.
by Alex Michaelides or Michaelides or whatever.
Oh,
That one was
okay.
amazing. I probably read that book in the span of 48 hours.
Oh,
Like, just,
interesting.
yeah, it was really
Okay.
good. And that was like psychological thriller. I don't think it was
Mm-hmm.
horror, but
Okay. Well, because I was going to recommend, there's a self-published author that you should check out. His name's Chad Nicholas.
mhm.
His first book was called Nightmare,
Oh,
and that's more of a psychological horror, but it's a thriller as well. And then his second book, why can't I remember the second book's name right now? But it's more of just a psychological thriller, but it's kind of murder mystery type thing. But it's really good.
hmm.
Yeah, the second book, they're on the trail of a serial killer, and it's really really good. But let's see, Chad Nicholas. But yeah, Nightmare is really really good, and he was one of the first interviews I ever had on my channel, and yeah,
Really? Really?
yeah, Shade was the second
That's
book.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good. He's pretty
Okay.
amazing author.
Noted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We,
and they're
we
fairly
love
short
shout
books
outs.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love shouting out self-pub authors,
Yeah, for sure.
especially they need all the support, and yeah.
Mhm.
I try to read self-pub when I can. There's so many like traditional pub, but I try to get in some self-pub as well.
Yeah, I think that's
Um,
great.
yeah, there's a few that have been on my list, like Richard Nell, the Kings of Paradise.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's pretty popular on BookTube. Yolene talks a lot about him on her channel, and
Love Yolene.
so yeah, Yolene's awesome. She's super cool.
Yeah. Yes. I wish I
Yeah.
was half as cool.
You are.
Seriously.
You are. Now come
Oh my
on.
gosh. No.
You're very cool, Danielle. But yeah, Richard Nell pops up a lot on hers, and then I've got a good friend that I've been trying to read all of his books, Jesse Teller. So he's written tons of books actually too. And he was a finalist a couple of times, well, or maybe it was just once in the SPFBO.
Okay.
And so he hasn't won it ever, but yeah, he had a couple of books in the SPFBO.
That's still good.
Yeah, definitely. So
These Violent Delights. I've heard of that. I've heard of
Romeo
that
and
one.
Juliet in Hong Kong. Okay, interesting. With the Yakuza. That sounds pretty cool. I think I've heard of it, but I didn't
Ripping
know
people
anything
apart
about it.
in the background. Dun dun dun. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard
Sounds
of
good.
it. Yeah. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet retellings.
What does that say about me? That sounds good. I don't know.
No,
ripping
it
people apart in the background. So I don't know.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. That's interesting because I'm not really for, let's see, piles and piles of short stories that'll never see the light of day because they're too weird or smutty. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Piles and piles of short stories can be a thing too.
This is what Thomas has written. I'm so lost.
Oh yeah, what he's written. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
Well,
So
just
you've written a lot of that.
quit being weird and smutty, and you'll be fine.
or just hey, weird and smutty can be good too. Put it out there.
There's an audience for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing wrong with being weird. Normal is highly overrated in my opinion. So it's all good.
Oh yeah, I have an aversion to normalcy.
Yeah, so do I. I'm pretty unconventional. Yeah, I'll read.
I'm allergic.
Yeah, you're allergic to normal.
allergic.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that. I'll have to remember that.
I'm allergic.
I'll have to remember that.
Makes me sneeze.
Yeah, but
an itch.
But ripping people apart in the background, yeah, that sounds. Even though I'm not really into body horror, that type of thing.
I'm not either.
The Saw movies, I have no. My daughter loves the Saw movies. I'm like, nope, sorry, not my cup of tea. I mean, Jigsaw looks cool, but I don't want to see any of his movies. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. And she tells me about him. I'm like, yeah, that's I'm glad
Your
you
daughter is so cool.
you have fun with it. She is.
I could
Yeah.
hang with her totally.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter is very cool. Yeah. She's much more cool than I am in many respects.
She could
And
probably hang with my daughter. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, probably. Yeah, she definitely forges her own path.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Likes living outside the box. I'm proud of her.
Is there any other way? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Trod the paths that are least trodden.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Robert Frost.
Yes.
I don't read much poetry.
The road less
though.
traveled
The
kind of
road
thing.
less traveled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't read a ton of poetry, but I have liked quite a bit of Robert Frost.
I really just need to. I don't need to, but like, I think I could enjoy some poetry right about now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Cool. Well, Robert Frost is supposedly really good. T.S. Eliot apparently as well. Edgar Allan Poe, if you're feeling in a dark,
I wonder if
moody
there's some
mood.
poetry on Scribd, like on audiobook. That would
Oh,
be
there
great.
could
Like
be.
if I was in
Yeah.
the car and like could just
Oh, that's a good
listen to some
idea.
poetry while I drive, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I do most of my audiobook listening. Unless I'm doing an immersive read, I'm listening to it in my car.
I've also been doing it like while doing chores. So like
Yeah, I'll do it
if
that way
I'm
too.
doing dishes or laundry, it just
Mm-hmm.
it makes housework so much better.
It does. Yeah. I'll sometimes do it when I'm cooking too, unless I have to have the recipe up on my
Oh
phone.
gosh, I don't know. I have
But
to focus when I cook unless it's like something just from the freezer
yeah.
into the oven or something, which is pretty much the majority of my cooking. So
Hey, it cuts down on time. There's a lot involved in putting together a meal. So if you can get something that's relatively decent in a into the oven meal, then more power to you, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like my kids have always been more like pizza roll,
Mm-hmm.
pizza, chicken nugget kind of kids, macaroni and
Nice.
cheese. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're easy. So yeah.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I don't really care. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. No shame there. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I've been known to do the occasional Stouffer's lasagna.
oh, I'm like
Love
a
Stouffer's
pot
lasagna.
pie fanatic. Like,
Oh, hey.
isn't that
I
ridiculous?
like pot
Yeah, I
pies
can do a
too.
pot pie, no problem.
Mhm. I also really like to cook, so I love to cook, but
I wish I
sometimes
did. I
sometimes you
wish I did.
just have to, sometimes you're just not feeling like it, and you're just like, oh yeah, this sounds good.
I'm a baker. Like, I can make you any dessert you want, and it'll be
Oh,
fantastic. But like, ask me to make you supper, we're
mm,
hurting. We're hurting. Yeah.
interesting. That's cool. I like desserts. I'm not good at making desserts.
Oh no, I love it.
Although I did make my son's graduation cake. I will say that, but that was a combination. So he asked for a yellow vanilla cake infused with pumpkin pie. So it's kind of like a layer cake. It's pumpkin for one layer and yellow cake for the next. So I did do that, but part of it, for the yellow box, I did it from the for the yellow cake, I did it from the box.
Okay.
I didn't make it from scratch, but for the pumpkin stuff, it was minimal ingredients, so I just kind of threw it all together and poured it in. So it was kind of a fun experiment.
Sounds good to me.
And it tasted somewhat good. It wasn't my favorite, but it tasted pretty good. Yeah. So, but yeah, you had me at dessert. I mean,
Oh yeah.
cheesecake.
I can make you
I'm
whatever you want.
all about cheesecake. Yeah. I've often told people, feed me cheesecake, I'll gladly be your slave. You can count on me for anything if you make me cheesecake.
Oh man. Actually, I think you have to have a special pan for cheesecake if you're going to do it right. And I don't know if I have that pan.
I think you do. I think you're right.
What is that
Yeah.
called? I'm drawing a blank
I honestly don't
again.
know. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Anyway,
it's one of those that kind of has a hatch on it that opens at the
there's like a
side to
release, like a.
release for it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like I think I know the name of it. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. No, not a sponge. Yeah. Oh well.
Google, what's the cheesecake pan?
Right? Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, cheesecake pan.
When I see it, I'm gonna be like, oh, because I know what it's called. I just can't. It's just not coming to me.
Yeah, cheesecake pan. Springform pan.
Springform.
There we go. Yeah, it
Yeah.
has that little latch on the side that opens it up. That's what it is. It's funny. People are probably watching the stream and they're like, "These guys are just looking things up half the time."
So
Yeah, I know. It's fun. I like it.
you're smarter after having watched this. So
Right,
you're welcome.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. We're here for you. We're here for you. Yeah, we take donations by the hour.
Right.
You know, we'll give advice.
Let us know what you need us to look up for you. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, cheesecake is one of my weaknesses. I don't. I'm slightly allergic to like dairy products.
Mm.
Like it's hit or
Like
miss
an
for me.
intolerance.
Yeah. Sometimes it agrees
Yeah.
with me. Sometimes it doesn't. But with cheesecake, I don't care. I'll always go for cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll always go for it.
Have you ever done gooey butter cake? Gooey butter cake. Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't.
That's a St. Louis dessert.
Oh, it is. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom probably would have known what it is, maybe, but
Yeah, I remember you saying your mom was from around here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, she would know.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
would
I'm
know.
sure she probably would. Yeah, I've never heard of it though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, gooey butter cake.
That's where it's at. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, my kid's grandmother makes something that she calls a strawberry goop cake, and it's very goopy, but it's very tasty.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's kind of her own. Well, no, I think her grandmother came up with it, so it's like an old family recipe. But yeah,
Strawberry
it's cool.
cake. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you get me on the topic of food. I could go on and on.
I know, we're making me hungry now.
Yeah, right. I'm making meatball bombs tonight. It's we get the great Hawaiian butter rolls.
Yeah.
And you core out the top of the center of it, and you stuff a meatball in it. And like marinara sauce, and I use bruschetta with it as well.
Sounds
and
amazing.
Then you top it with mozzarella cheese and bake it in the. Oh wow, it's so good. My kids are like, "Can you make that again?" I'm like, "Sure." So I'm making it again tonight. And it's easy too. I just use the frozen meatballs from Costco, and then
you just send me that recipe right on over.
I sure will. Yep, I'll send it your way.
We talk books and food now.
Exactly. We talk books and food. And the occasional movie.
Yes, and like books to coordinate, or not books, food to coordinate with your current read.
Ooh,
yes.
I like that.
Like the erudite readers drink selection thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. I think so. I think that would be cool. That would be a definitely a fun video to make.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. there's that one book that's recently been popular on BookTube called Legends and Lattes.
Yes, I've seen.
Yeah,
I haven't sat through a video yet, but I've seen videos done about that.
I'm very curious to read it. You know, well, yeah, Legends and Lattes. I mean, it's a great pairing,
I
right?
see the appeal. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I'd
Beer
love
and
a
a book
beer pairing.
pairing.
Hey,
Yes.
there you go. Yeah, I would probably be willing to take that on. Yeah, because I do enjoy a wide variety of different kinds of beers. So
Yes.
yeah, that would be cool. In fact,
I like that.
one of my favorite beers is it's made by this company called Omagong, and they made a series of Game of Thrones themed beers.
Really?
So they had one that was called Valor Morgulus, and it's like a double malt darker beer,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes in like a tall bottle, like a wine bottle. Oh, it's so good, so good. So yeah,
I believe you.
yeah.
Sounds good.
I think, and I think the only place I've been able to find it is Total Wine. I don't know any place else that sells it, but
I don't know that place.
or Bevmo. Maybe Bevmo sells it too. I don't know if they have either one of those where you're at, but
Sean has heard of it.
mm-hmm. Oh yes, he has. Yeah, it's a great Belgian beer. Yeah, it is indeed. Yeah. So maybe I'll have to put together one of those. CHAS! Andrew!
What up?
Nice to see you, Andrew. Glad you made it. Yeah.
We're just about done.
Andrew's
He's like,
another
wait, beer?
Right, exactly. Yeah. We had him at beer.
I feel like Steve Talks Books would like to get in on this conversation too.
Probably so. Yeah, he usually has one going while he's doing his filming too. So
yeah.
Stephen King books overrated are still good these days.
I mean,
I'm new to Stephen King, so I probably couldn't tell you, but he has quite a few books I'm interested in. I'll put it that way. Hogarden is where it's at. Is that a beer? Okay. I haven't heard of that one, I don't think.
Willing to try.
He's in Sean's in the beer industry. Okay, so I need to get the lowdown from him. That's cool.
We accept samples.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah. Okay, Andrew's a bourbon man. Okay. I like a good bourbon every now and again. Okay, sure. Used to make. Oh, hey, now you're way above my grade.
That's
that is.
That's like expert level.
I'm not worthy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hogarden is a good one. Okay, cool.
I feel like I'm missing out.
And Andrew's great. If you haven't checked out his channel, Andrew's just.
I mean, awesome. I have, but all the rest of y'all,
yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people
get with
have,
it.
but yeah, exactly. JR too. He's got a great up and coming channel. Pretty awesome dude right there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he's got a book coming out too.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it was More Than a Vampire is your new book, right, JR? Yeah.
We were just talking about vampires.
You're welcome, Andrew. Yeah, we were. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, all about vampires. So I'll take me more books about vampires for sure. Yeah. Vampires and beer, even we compare the two.
I can only read so many new books, Chaz.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, yeah. Try to keep up.
Yeah, exactly. Elevation from 2018 was bad from Stephen King. Okay. I haven't even heard of that one. He's got a new one coming out called Fairy Tale that looks interesting. Comes out in September.
Stop. What?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Fairy Tale?
It's called Fairy Tale. Yep.
Okay, well, I might start there.
Yep. And the jury is still out as to whether it's going to be a multiverse book or not. It kind of looks like it might have some ties to the multiverse, but it's kind of hard to tell. So I've been loving rediscovering him. Cool. Yeah. I like what I've read from Stephen King so far. So very happy there. Andrew gobbles up his monthly TBR like
I have to
Pac-Man.
make sure I read Salem's Lot, right, Chaz?
Yes,
Is that what I'm
absolutely.
reading?
Salem's Lot for sure. The UK cover of Fairy Tale is awesome. Yeah, the US cover is pretty decent too. I like them both.
Oh my gosh, why do I feel like I have to look it up now?
Yeah, it's the US one is simple, but it's good. Um, and then
Please hold while we look up some stuff.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, and then the UK cover is UK cover is pretty cool.
Wait, which is which?
Well, the one on Amazon, or that you'll probably find on Amazon, is the
With the blue and the red, I guess.
yeah, that's the US cover.
Mm.
I saw the UK cover a while back, but I can't remember where I found it at. But yep, it looks cool.
UK cover.
Yeah. I'm reading Salem's Lot in June.
You
Very cool, Andrew. Nice.
Okay.
Andrew's reading it.
I feel like if that's the UK cover, it's underwhelming. I don't know. Which a lot of the time it's the opposite. So
yeah, a lot of times it is. Yeah, but there's some US covers that are a lot better than UK and vice versa. So Carrie and Cujo were great. I thought my screen froze. So okay.
With us doing our searching,
right?
No. You missed the whole us not being able to hear each other earlier.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And the audience playing Jeopardy music while we got our act together.
Mm-hmm. And we have cats visiting every now and again. My cat hasn't shown up.
I've been seeing it back there on the couch.
Oh, yeah,
on the couch?
Yeah. Ari's back here on the couch. Thank you. I didn't see her till just now. Aw.
Yeah. She moves every once in a while.
Okay, David Gemmell. Yeah. Yeah, Andrew does love some David Gemmell. The US looks like a portal and UK is a woodsy scene. Yeah, true.
Okay.
Gemmell. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, well, it's coming.
What was the wordage you used? Like trudging through it?
Trudging. Or? Yeah, well, that was for Dead House Gates. Dead House Gates I was definitely trudging through. I am trudging a little bit with Memories of Ice as well, though. So
I thought that's what you were saying in the Discord whenever
so
Kim
in the
was asking you.
The Discord, yeah, I was trudging through it. It is a good trudging. It's interesting, but it's
a good trudging.
Mm-hmm. That seems like an oxymoron, right?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, but yeah, it's coming along, Sean. I'll probably finish it, but I don't know if I'll continue Malazan after that for a while. I may take a break before I get back to Malazan after that, so we shall see. Oh, okay, cool, very nice. For Gemmell,
making friends.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, gosh.
Andrew had to walk away from Malazan.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Someday maybe. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. I mean, I do want to eventually finish it maybe, but I think there's other books that I want to read more. So after I finish Memories of Ice, I'll probably come back to it at some point. Yeah. Yeah, it's very
Does Yolene really like it?
She does. Yeah, she does. In fact, she and I were just commenting back and forth on one of her videos about Dead House Gates and stuff. Yeah, she does like Malazan.
My cat is freaking out. He's freaking out.
Yeah, my cat's just lazing around there, which is good.
No, he's doing that howling thing, like in the hallway.
Oh no!
And then like running up and down the hallway, like doing zoomies.
Yeah, my cat will do that at midnight, like around that time. Ari is definitely a night owl, or a night cat, I should say.
I don't know. Fitz is pretty good about laying down when we lay down, but He'll
I
usually
think I
wake me
missed
up
one
when
here.
he knows my alarm clock is going to go off
Yeah.
in the morning. He's like, "Oh, it's time."
uh, Andrew wanted to read what you're
What am I?
currently reading.
What am I? Oh man. Okay. So currently reading book 2 in the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness. Also currently reading. I started The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I've taken a little break from that, but I'm going to pick it back up in June. And then I'm reading 1984 by George Orwell, listening to the audio um, and kind of like just following along in the physical book. So yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I have quite a bit planned for June, namely The Winter of the Witch, which is book 3 in the Winter Night trilogy, and then I also have a buddy read planned with Amy at A Star Reads. We are reading
Ooh.
The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. So
Okay.
yeah,
I've
those are
heard of that
priority now.
author. I don't think I've heard of the book. Okay, interesting.
Supposedly it's amazing. Like, yeah, I hear really, really good things about it. So we'll see.
The Reapers Are the Angels by Alden Bell. I've not heard that one.
Super
Yeah,
quick.
JR says each Malazan book is the length of 3 books. That's kind of true.
That's
It
rough, man.
is. Yeah, like this book right now is 900 pages that I'm reading right now. It's like, oh wow.
Our book's too long.
You named your cat Fitz.
I did. That is true. That is very true.
What did you name it after the Farseer character? Yeah.
Yes, after Fitz
Nice.
Chivalry Farseer. Yep.
Nice.
It just all kind of timed out like that. Like I finished the first book and then I got my cat and I was like, looks like a Fitz to me.
Right?
It really suits him. It really does.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's nice when it actually suits your cat. That it fits the animal well. That's awesome.
What are you reading?
Andrew wants to know what I am reading. Well, let's see. I'm actually going to pull up my list because I'm pretty much done with my reading for this month, except for Memories of Ice. So I'm still kind of reading that one.
Yeah, we're kind of getting to the final days of this month, aren't we?
Yeah. I finished Blood Rights, which is the 6th book in the Dresden Files. I finished Leviathan Wakes. Into the Labyrinth, which is part of the Deathgate cycle. That's book 6. Enemy of God, part of the Warlord Chronicles. The Secret Adversary by Agatha Christie. So I finished a lot of books. So I'm planning to finish. Yeah, exactly. So next month I'm gonna be continuing with Dresden and the Deathgate cycle, and I'm gonna start Farseer next month.
Yay!
So yeah.
Yay!
Very exciting. I think
so
it will
excited.
be a good time will be had by all, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Except
I know none of these
1984,
books.
okay.
Well,
yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Adding to Andrew's TBR. Oh, yeah. The stand is such a chunker. Yeah. I am going to get to it, but man alive,
that's just crazy.
Yeah.
What would that take me? Like a half a year to read? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing you're not planning to read it because it was the same way. It's like, it's a chunker.
I'm okay with missing out on that one.
Right. The Stand is great. Trash Can Man Forever. I've heard that. Yeah.
Trash Can Man.
Yeah. I don't know yet, but I guess I'll find out. I saw the miniseries back in the 90s with Rob Lowe for The Stand. I haven't seen the new one that they made recently, but I don't remember much about the 90s one. So yes, you do need to read Deathgate, Andrew. It's I'll be reading the final book next month. And then I'll do a kind of a series overview for it. It's really good. Yeah, definitely a great series. Finishing book 16, and wow, you're finally close to the end of it. Nice.
That is amazing.
Cannot run. Okay. Yeah, I heard the audio for the stand isn't the greatest.
I thought, doesn't that mean he likes it? Chess, I cannot recommend the
Oh,
stand's
enough.
audio
I'm
enough.
sorry.
I'm here to
Never
interpret.
mind. Never mind.
I got this. I got
Thank you,
this.
Danielle. I appreciate you. You saved me there. Oh man. Okay. So I will do the audio on that one then.
We might have reached our 3-hour maximum.
We might have, because now I apparently I'm starting to get loopy.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And I haven't had any alcohol today, so I've got no excuses.
No comment.
But, right? Hey, no judgment either. I like day drinking.
Oh my gosh.
I'm down.
It's
for
night
that
here
anytime.
now. It's night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I will be having some shortly. So, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess we reached our 3-hour mark. I have all 7 Deathgate books. Cool. Yeah, they're excellent books. My poor heart. Yeah. It's happy hour. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's happy hour somewhere.
Absolutely.
And wherever it is, I need to be there because it's probably cheaper. But, but yeah, you can definitely get it cheaper at the store than you can at a restaurant, though. So
that's true.
We'll give it that. Well,
we had so much fun.
I know this has been a blast, Danielle. I'm so glad you could come on the channel with me. And if everybody can take some time out and check out Bookara,
come watch my stuff.
An amazing channel.
You might like it.
Yeah.
If you don't, that's okay.
But I think you will. I mean, there's definitely plenty of people out there who would enjoy your content. I love it. So always good to support another booktuber as well. So we'll have to do this again sometime.
For sure.
Yeah. And hopefully
we're gonna be having a spoiler filled discussion after I read The
Winter of the Witch. Yes.
Stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. I can hardly wait. I'm excited for that. And thank you for going 3 hours with me. I'm
impressed.
That's a first. It's been a lot of fun.
Setting records.
Yeah. And it didn't feel like any time at all.
No.
So
we did good.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody who joined and commented in the comments. Make sure you all read more books, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.